their safety.
Secretary Kennedy also met with family and colleagues of DeKalb County police officer David Rose, who died while responding to the active shooter incident at the CDC. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
The Dow's up 442 points, with investors betting on an interest rate cut next month based on a new consumer inflation report showing flat annual inflation. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Sorry, no, I'm right. Everything's fine. I'm right. Look out, Herb, it's only me. Sorry. This last minute stuff there, something against probably. Hey, look out, it's only me. It's only the Kipper. With Pete Davis, sidekick producer, and in studio thing with a sports raconteur and flounder at the controls. It's all good. It's all good. Happy Tuesday. How you doing? It's Tuesday? Oh, my God, it's Tuesday. Beautiful sunny day, and all is well in the neighborhood. Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Well, we got a bunch of weird stories in the news today. By the way, for the record, the morning boys were on me pretty good again today because of you two bastards yesterday when I was trying to make a sports reference about how you like the new quarterbacks in the league and so forth. And I was talking about this, the guy named Bennett, and then the other guy name also started with a B, and now it escapes my mind who I was talking about.
Kurt Bennett, the former Atlanta Flames center.
No. It was Stetson Bennett, and then the other one. Stetson Bennett, and then the other guy that I was talking about, and I can't now remember who it was. I can't remember who the hell else I was talking about. And you said, well, he's still in college. And I said, well, and I can't remember, Carson Beck. Carson Beck. And so I was talking about how you
said Carson Bennett, I think, yesterday.
So then you guys freaking sandbagged me for the whole time in there, and now they're mocking me on a morning show again. I mean, That's their way to say, hey, don't forget, don't miss the Kimmer show in the afternoon because they'll probably be mocking him again for something tomorrow. Anyway, tough crowd. So we're everybody's just having a great day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and for some reason we're having a happy time. And we got a lot of weird stories in the news, including we have a wedding question and a memory, and I'm trying to remember a couple things, but since Flounder's the newlywed, we'll bring up the fact of the wedding and how bartenders are reacting to certain ways that they are taken care of at a wedding ceremony, and whether they're part of a contract with the bride and groom or whether they work for the place that has the
venue.
Yeah, the venue. So anyway, there's a thing going on. It's hit social media and Reddit and stuff like that. Also, what women are looking for. Well, we say women are just this particular. What women are looking for in a man. Now, I remember some time ago on the show before us, Clay and Buck before us. It was a few months ago, as I recall, and they were talking about women coming up with standards for dating when they're getting their dates on social media and someone you don't meet in person. If you're swiping on, looking on the phone to see, somebody you might be interested in, they have a height standard. And they say apparently the surveys showed that most women looking for a date have a height standard of about 5'9". And if you're under 5'9", you might have a problem trying to attract a woman, and you may not want to mention that the first time when you post your height. I'm not, I'm just saying that's what they're saying. Anyway, it came up again today, and now I've forgotten why. Oh, they were talking about The guys right before-
Carson Beck?
Carson, no, they were talking about
Carson Bennett.
They were talking about how one guy's wife said if he had been 1 inch shorter, she wouldn't have ever gone out with him.
Well, look at how. Let's look at some famous short people. Prince was very short.
Well, Tom Cruise.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah. I mean, hell,
Pacino?
De Niro, all those actors
They're
are
all
all
short.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, all of them. And they have been historically for years. I mean, all the famous actors from the 50s.
Alan Ladd.
Alan Ladd, when a war hero. And
Stood on a
beautiful
box.
Man. Yeah, that's right.
Humphrey Bogart wasn't a big man.
Yeah.
Have there ever been any really short presidents?
Sylvester Stallone's 5'9".
Short president.
When I first met Sylvester Stallone, I was bigger than Sylvester Stallone.
Tommy Chong looks big on the screen, but when I met him, I was eye level with him.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah. Anyway, the reason we're bringing it up is because there's a woman making social rounds on TikTok now who's describing what she looks for in a man. Oh, my God.
It's not, money's important.
I'm just saying. Here's why. Well,
James Madison was 5'4".
Well, there you are.
Huh.
There have been a lot of short presidents.
Well, they were short back then. That's 250 years ago. I mean, they were shorter than us.
Well, there you are. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230.
George Washington was tall, though. He was, 6-something? I forget what he was. For 6'3", 6'4", and at the time, that was tall.
By the way, something popped up on my phone. Maybe it was a history. No, I know. I was doing my history search recently, and there was something. I know what it was. George Washington was in the history thing I didn't put it on I'm not going to read about it today, but it was in. I had a choice of adding it, and I didn't. The story was that George Washington guessed correctly that the British were going to try to invade Brooklyn. And he, thank God, was there planning for da-da-da-da. And then as a side piece, it mentioned the true story about George Washington's wooden teeth. Mm-hmm. They weren't really made of wood. Part of the teeth came from the teeth of slaves. Mm-hmm. And they showed a picture of them. They were just, like gnarly. I don't want to see that. Anyway, so there's a little short show. Okay.
I couldn't put someone's teeth in my mouth.
No, I'm fairly sure I would not want to. No. Well, unless it's a pretty girl and, you happen to be, kissing her. That's a whole different story.
Well, you're not putting her teeth in your mouth.
Well, man,
I hope.
each to it. Let's not limit the possibilities for,
What are you, a cannibal?
Kiss me, buck teeth, my tonsils itch. I don't know. It's a famous line.
Puts the lotion on the skin unless it gets the hose again.
It chews the... Oh, by the way, speaking of weirdos, I've been watching the new Dexter. The new series of Dexter.
I haven't seen it yet, so don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to talk about a character, but I'm not going to tell you. Well, it's a serial killer series, so they kill people. So, I mean, oh, my God, I spoiled it. Don't spoil it. Oh, they kill people on a killer series. Oh, damn it, Peterson spoiled it again, you bastard. Yeah, well, Jesus.
You always do.
I never spoil anything. Okay, I'm just saying, in the new Dexter series, there's a bunch of serial killers, and they all get together, and to my surprise, one of the serial killers was the fat guy from Modern Family.
Oh, really?
The gay fat guy from Modern Family, who, by the way, has gained another 100 pounds.
He's that big?
He's huge.
Wow.
Anyway, and I that's all I'm going to say. And I think it's the 6th episode I just watched. So it's on. And how they got away with it, he lived.
Well, don't tell me how that happened.
No. Well, I mean,
Zip.
What do you mean, how it happened?
Zip.
He lived.
Zip.
That's how it happened.
Zip.
Jeez,
Zip.
Such an
You sure about that? Zip.
Anyway, 310. Give me God. Such a douchebag.
Don't beat yourself up like that.
By the way, also coming up.
That's what she said.
We'll talk about the new sissy cheerleader for the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, seriously. Anyway, well, that's coming up. Also, live entertainment.
Yes.
Here in the studio in like 20 minutes or so. Probably 3:30, 2 or 3 or 4.
You going to record it?
3:30. Yeah, that was, we had Chris filling in here last week when Pete was in here for the rainy day,
record what? What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
So did he just fire off the music and y'all were like...
we're just sitting there waiting for
all three of us looking at each
other. And finally I said, you want to? He said, what? And I said, well, he said, well, I didn't record it. So, well. We just kept waiting and waiting for the thing to kick.
The extended version.
So anyway, part 2. Anyway, so we'll have a little something there for you later on. And one little quick showbiz note as we begin our Weird Tuesday. This really is a strange freaking day. I wonder why. A child star has left us.
Yeah.
Danielle Spencer. You may not know the name. She was the former child star who played sassy little tattletale Dee Thomas on the 1970s sitcom What's Happening? Danielle Spencer was Dee Thomas. Dee Dee. And she passed away from cancer, and she was only 60.
You know what's weird? We were sitting around Sunday, and that show came up. I hadn't thought of that show in 30 years. Yeah. And we knew Raj and Rerun and talked about all of them. And 2 days later, she's dead.
Yeah. Dee Dee lost her battle with cancer. Her brother said he's a jazz trumpeter. She had suffered other health issues, including a bleeding hematoma throughout her life. Well, I don't know what that means. A hematoma is a wound,
internal infection
bruise, right?
That normally dissolves.
Is that what that means? She had one pretty much her whole life. She suffered for a long time. Did it with great deal of courage. She was known for her work on What's Happening from 1976 to 79. It followed the trio of teens and featured Ernest Thomas, Fred Berry. Was he a rerun? Or what was it? Rerun, yeah. Mabel King. And Shirley Hemphill.
She was the waitress, owner or something, the chef.
Yeah. Spencer betrayed the meddling younger sister to Thomas's Raj Thomas, Danielle Spencer.
And you know what? It showed black kids in an urban environment that did the right thing.
They were funny. It was funny, happy. And,
they weren't in gangs.
Around.
They were
hanging out at the restaurant or.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember watching that growing up. It was always on TBS.
Yeah, Raj was the nerd.
Well, I all those black shows. I'm sorry, black shows. I mean, the Cosby Show, and I mean the family shows, and
there wasn't a dad, if I remember. They really didn't show parents much. It was just mainly the kids and Shirley.
Moving on up, and the Jeffersons. I mean, it was funny.
To the east side.
Yeah.
To a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so it's just a little 70s flashback. All right, we'll do a wedding thing. And I got a message on my Facebook page from a Facebook friend of mine who has just sent some great memories of me of one of my favorite groups of rock and roll, early folk music that I used to listen to, the Kingston Trio. And we may be getting a call that will give a little flashback here. It'd be kind of cool. Scotch and soda. Anyway, 314, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And the bartender and the wedding story coming up in politics, and they going to get Adam Schiff for brains coming up.
Hey.
Look out. Hey, Dee Dee.
Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Bortz, and all your favorite Extra 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new Extra app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
I do get a kick out of going every day coming to work and going home, the merge section stuff. And again, I had the big thing with a guy yesterday. If you have a problem with somebody, especially at a weird intersection, have some kind of an accident, and you know there's going to be a claim against you for something or other, David Van Sant's the guy to call. Van Sant Law. Again, insurance companies saying, well, he said this and you said that. You don't want to get in the middle of that, believe me. And as a guy who's had a couple of incidents here lately, believe me, you want somebody to take care of your business. And you're number one with David Van Sant Law, because, you know, if you don't win, he doesn't win. And David used to work for the insurance companies. But even more than that, we talk about accidents all the time because that's, you know, that happens so often. You know, motorcycles, bicycles, or whatever. But if you've been wronged and you deserve something that you didn't get, that's where David comes in, because he's a personal injury lawyer. And he's on the list of the 100 top trial lawyers, the top trial lawyers in Georgia, and also the super lawyers list. There is such a thing. He's been on there for years and years because he gets the job done and he wins. And when his name pops up on the phone, insurance companies tend to say, we better take care of this because he's going to beat the bingers out of us. David Van Sant, here's the number. Put this in your phone, 855-GA-INJURY. And online, vansantlaw.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Los for True Prep. Thinking about buying a firearm for home defense or personal safety, but don't know where to start? Start with True Prep. We're a family-owned store focused on education, safety, and community. Our Firearm Fundamentals for First-Time Buyers workshop has been so popular, we've added a new session on August 24th to meet the demand. Learn about the purchasing process, gun safety, selecting the right gun, and more. Visit TruePrep.com. That's TRUPrep.com to sign up today.
Need advice on getting things fixed up around the house? No matter how big or small that project is, we've got your answers. Listen to us on the All Four Seasons Home Show presented by the Trusted Toolbox. Join Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows, and me, Chris Lalamia, your favorite handyman from the Trusted Toolbox, as we tackle all the issues, fixes, and honeydew projects around your home. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or grab the podcast anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
A second opinion with Coach Pete's local trusted advisor, Craig Chandler of Chandler Wealth Management, can reveal red flags and what Coach Pete calls financial termites.
Yeah, let's look behind the scenes and make sure you're doing the right thing. And if you're not, the absolute best time to find out you're doing the wrong thing was before you did it. But now the second best time is today. And maybe you have too many financial termites in your portfolio. Who knows? Financial termites, too much risk, too many fees, and commissions coming out of your money. Say you give a broker $100,000 and then you look at your first statement and it says $90,000 and you didn't do any trading. And so be very careful about it. There's a lot of warning signs that pop up in my head when I hear different things. And if someone is slamming safe alternatives, folks, too, by the way, I mean, we practice risk and safety principles here, making sure you have that properly balanced portfolio. But if you have an advisor who's pushing all safety all the time or all risk all the time, then they're not the real advisors for you, I don't think, for retirement.
Call for a comprehensive review with Craig Chandler, 800-419-6164, 800-419-6164.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Hey, Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards. So you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Neil Bort said that. Wait, Neil Bort said that. All right, hold everything. This popped on supposedly on his Twitter page. Mm-hmm. I saved that for a second. First, here's a little Elvis bit on "You're Up the King" here with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. With the licks morning. She wrote about it. And again, I used to work with a guy who was with the Heartbreakers. What do they call the band?
Jordanaires.
The Jordanaires. And he did Saturday morning radio here in town back in the 80s, I guess. I forgot now. And he was one of the Jordanaires for Elvis. Anyway, 2015 this day, Elvis Presley got a second postage stamp issued in America. The second image of Elvis, the first one was done on the stamp in 1993. This, in 2015, was a black and white photograph by William Spear of Elvis back in 1955, and it was part of the Music Icon series that began in 2013. Elvis Presley, actor. Our birthday list includes Peter Krause, Adam Braverman on Parenthood, Nate Fisher on 6 Feet Under, Captain Nash on 911, among other things. Peter Krause is 60 today. And on this day in history, pardon me, it is said in the year 30 BC, Egyptian queen Cleopatra commits suicide by placing an asp to her magnificent breasticle. Mm-hmm. Other historians, though, claim that she used poison or was even murdered by Octavian. After Cleopatra and her husband Mark Antony were defeated by Octavian's forces at the Battle of Actium, she and Antony fled to Egypt, where they separately committed suicide, it says. She was the last Hellenistic leader of Egypt. Cleopatra's, check this out, Cleopatra's parents were brother and sister, as were her parents' parents, brother and sister, as were her grandparents, brother and sister. Wow. She had ruled previously with her 2 brother husbands, both of whom Cleopatra murdered.
Yep.
Some family there, boys and girls. Jeez.
And all this talk about her being Nubian and always have a black woman, she was Greek. They were Greek. Well, and again, Elizabeth Taylor, but still now, when they did the new movie, didn't they have like an Italian or something? No, it's a black woman.
Yeah. She wasn't black. I mean, she may have been, not sparkly white, but she definitely wasn't black.
No, she was
olive. She was olive skinned.
Her people were Greek.
Yeah,
descent.
They were from Africa or Nubian or whatever they call. I don't know what they call
Sub-Saharan.
And
we all have Sub-Saharan in us, by the way. You do those DNA things, everybody's got Sub-Saharan in them.
Well, Adam and Eve and the Ark of Covenant and everything, I mean, it's all right together. And the Mount Ararat and everything, where they had the Noah's Ark and all that stuff, all together with a garden, where Adam had his garden right there.
Thank God you're a minister. No one ever challenges you when you say this stuff.
Well, I didn't bring my collar, but, it's all in there. All right, tell them the Neil Bortz thing. We're trying to find if Neil Bortz was on Twitter. And
he used to have an account because he had over 100,000 followers, but the one that Pete, I looked up, that's not him.
Okay. That's not him. So we won't attribute it to him.
Well, no, but given an idea of what people are in for, if they try to find Neil Bort's Twitter page, they're going to come upon that and think that he said this.
It says Neil Bortz, but it's not a check mark.
And if you look at the ad, it's TAIK.
All right, well, you want to say what it was? I mean, obviously.
It said, I can't understand for the life of me how Bob Dylan has ever sold one record.
So Neil Bortz, but not Neil Bortz.
Not the real Neil Bortz.
It was some other Neil Bortz.
Because I was going to send him this photo. There's a photo of, actually, it's a video of a cruise ship. It looks like it's in Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh, my God.
He loves these cruise ships, but there's certain ones he won't go on.
No.
And
this would be one of them.
He would find this very amusing, I think.
Anyway. Kimber, Pate, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Adam Schiff for Brains is about to go to prison, we hope. But before we get to that, here's a story going around on social media, which we both kind of looked at, and I thought it was fairly interesting concerning weddings and a matter of contracts between the people who serve at the weddings and whether they're working for the people who got married or the venue that puts on the show. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for example, it happened in social media. They're called a rude couple bans the bartender from putting out tacky tip jar at the wedding. A girl named Hannah Borshnick said on TikTok that she was not allowed by a couple at the wedding to put out a tip jar that she was working. And people reacted and said, I wouldn't want my guests to feel obligated to spend any money at my wedding either. That's tacky. Another said, the couple should be tipping you, not the guests. Gratuity was included in the contract. Asking guests to tip is tacky. But the bartender said, I get an hourly wage from the venue. The bride and groom are not hiring me to be a private bartender at their wedding, so I usually have a tip jar because it was the venue that hires her by the hour. I don't get gratuity in my hourly wage. Anyway, now, and Flounder, I'm trying to remember. And by the way, Peter and I talked about this beforehand, and we didn't want to bring up anything concerning your wedding that might be, personally uncomfortable or embarrassing or anything. So we wanted to, and frankly, we decided we don't give a damn if you have a problem with talking about your wedding or not.
No, go ahead. Yeah. I don't remember if there was a tip jar.
No. I think there was, but I don't know.
Now, wait a minute. You're supposed to come in and do your thing, you bastard. I set you up where you were going to deny that you were agree with me to make fun of Flounder. Oh, I can't believe it. You're dirty bastard.
You did that.
Oh,
you
my
didn't
God,
tell
we
me.
Talked about it. Oh, my God, we talked about it. We were, before the show, we were talking about this issue. Well, now wait a minute. No, you can all eat me. You can both eat me.
In your head.
Before the show, I was talking about this story, and I said, now, I'm going to ask Flounder about his wedding, whether there was a tip jar. And then I said to Pete out loud, I said, geez, although I don't want to, embarrass him, Flounder, I don't remember, if he feels uncomfortable talking about whether he had a da-da-da-da-da. And I said, and so I said something like, we say together, the hell, it's only Flounder, screw him. I said, yeah, that's what I say. Well, say screw him. And then you said, oh, no, I think Flounder was yours, da-da-da-da. So I was going to set you up so that she would, leave me hanging. Remember I said, people volunteer, take one step forward, and then he leans back again to leave the guy singling out. And you left me hanging.
Sorry. Why left you hanging anyway?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was supposed to be a little cute bit, and it doesn't matter. Now, I think, Flounder, I'm trying to remember, I think there was a tip jar. And
the question is did you see money in it by the end of the night?
I don't remember. I put money in it, but then I got...
Because 9 times out of 10, when I go to a wedding, I'm probably not going to have cash on me.
That's
right.
That's what we both...
But the other thing is what they do now, because a lot of times if we go eat somewhere, they have valet, they have the Venmo tag to where you can take your phone and you can Venmo your tip.
Gosh, see, I think there was a tip jar...
I think there was, but Veronica would remember.
I'll ask her. She might be listening.
I had some. I'm sure I put some cash in there. I remember putting cash in there. I thought I did.
I think there was, but I don't know for sure.
Now, do you recall whether? Well, obviously you don't recall whether there was a thing in your wedding deal with the venue that had about a bartender. Did you pay for that?
Because they handled all that. Okay. The venue handled everything, so we didn't really have any. We just. Let them know what drinks we wanted.
Okay. Now, in fact, if you're talking to Veronica, this afternoon, if we get a break, if you have time, I would love to know whether she has any reaction to the business about whether there should be a tip jar at a wedding anyway, whether there should ever be a tip jar at a wedding, or whether was she even aware of it or concerned. Or
if I remember correctly, I think maybe what is we brought a bunch of cash to give to gratuity to the vendors.
Well, that makes sense. But again,
that way the people who you invite don't have to worry about that. Because I don't think you should have to tip. I personally, I don't think you should have to tip.
Right. Well, anyway, if you're talking to her, I'd be curious
I'll
if
ask
she was
her,
thinking
but
about it.
I'm pretty sure normally it's behind the scenes to where the vending companies make sure there's some kind of maybe a gratuity or something like that.
Yeah.
But I remember specifically, Veronica, we took out cash to go that weekend to tip everybody.
So remember that next wedding, Flounder's got a lot of cash on it.
This is only number one.
So not me, Veronica.
Veronica. Anyway, just out of curiosity.
No, I'll shoot her a text.
Whether that was the thing. And again, my first thought was, I always have a little cash on me, not a whole, but a lot of people don't carry cash at a thing like a wedding. Who would have, make sure you have $10 or $20 or a couple of fives or whatever.
I haven't had cash for almost a month.
Now, in fact, I'm sorry. One more question. Did you think about? Did you have? Was it even a cash bar? I'm trying to remember. Whether it was a cash bar.
No, it was not a cash bar.
Now some people do that, so there's no issue about the tip thing. But as long as you tell people in advance, by the way, at the reception,
normally on the invitation, it's on there.
Yeah. Anyway, so I didn't know whether that was a thing or whether that was an option or what. I mean, if you talk to her, we're talking about the issue. It might be kind of the thing how she feels about it. Okay, all right, here we go. 3:30. We have the actual show now, beginning almost soon, almost this afternoon. We'll have the actual program.
Oh, and entertainment.
Oh, guys, it's coming up next. Oh my! I mean, really, nobody gives you this much. Nobody does this much for you. The little, it's all. I mean, it's our honor. Trust me. Coming up, Kevin, Pete, and Flounder. We're glad to be here.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your XTRA 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the XTRA app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
Well, those off and on thunderstorms are great for planting. And again, if you're putting in a lawn or a backyard and you have a contractor or builder who's looking to take care of your backyard or patio or a pool deck or all that kind of stuff, Stovall & Company, Paul and the boys, third generation company, 11 locations, are the newest, the latest one up there in Canton. And again, they have all the supplies, the trees and plants and shrubs and grass and sod and landscaping, things like irrigation systems and sprinklers and all that kind of stuff. Take care of business. And it's just beautiful stuff, too. And even more than that, because they're a family business, if you need it now, it's probably on the way. And if you need something they don't have, they can tell you where else to find it. StovallInc.com.
There's a tidal wave of clean car happiness sweeping across Braves country. Tidal Wave Auto Spa is your go-to car wash destination for a game day ready ride. Experience Major League Clean at Tidal Wave, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves. Stay clean car happy all season long with membership discounts, exclusive giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutospa.com/Braves for details.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Hey, it's Flounder here, and this month at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating love with a full month dedicated to the trend-setting, award-winning designs of Gnome Carver and Crown Ring, two of the most iconic names in bridal jewelry. Whether you're shopping for an engagement ring or wedding bands, we've got the largest selection in Atlanta. Special offers all month long, and every piece is backed by our low price guarantee. Even on Gnome Carter's latest Luna collection featuring a patented pillow comfort interior. And here's something you don't want to miss. Wedding Band Weekend is happening August 15th through 17th for 3 days only. Buy one wedding band, get one half off on all wedding bands in the store. It's the perfect time to find your forever rings. Come see us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, or on Fisher Crossings Drive, Sharpsburg. And you can always shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and click Book Appointment for your private consultation with one of our expert jewelers.
Here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know a lot of our listeners, they've heard about the big, beautiful bill, but they might not fully understand all 900 pages of it. So what are some of the most important things folks need to know when it comes to taxes as they approach their retirement?
Oh, Kevin, I imagine the politicians don't know what half of that 900-page document was about. But as it pertains to financial planning, there's some major tax changes. Things like no tax on tips, some big deductions and changes to the way we pay taxes on Social Security. There's also some big changes to the way we're actually allowed to do SALT and other deductions to minimize what we pay from a tax perspective. But your CPA has got to be aware and got to be planning for that. So we've got to get to work on that.
I know it's 900 plus pages, Evan, but ultimately it's probably not what everyone had on their summer reading list. But ultimately, we know tax implications, they can really derail a retirement plan when all's said and done, can't they?
Well, 100%. I mean, think of it this way. If you make $1, but then you got to give half of it or more to Uncle Sam, and trust me, between capital gains taxes, taxes on your Social Security, taxes on your ordinary income and dividend and interest income, you're going to be giving a huge chunk to Uncle Sam unless we do some proper planning. And with that, we can minimize, in some cases, completely eliminate the taxes that you're paying.
A new tax plan can mean new tax strategies. And if you'd like to learn more, give Atlas Retirement a call today and let them put together a complimentary tax map just for you with absolutely no obligation. Give them a call today, 678-736-7799. Again, that's 678-736-7799 or online at atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
The only thing better than covering all these Trump wins is watching the left implode over it.
Donald Trump, he's entertaining the world while he's changing the whole freaking planet.
XTRA 106.3 is committed to bring you the news you care about most. From Atlanta legends and conservative voices you've relied on for a generation. Proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station. XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Little electric guitar here. Dun, dun. Man, that sound. Les Paul, the famous guitarist, on this day in 2009, passed away in White Plains, New York. He was 94. Les Paul credited with developing one of the first solid-body electric guitars. It went on sale in 1952 and contributed to the birth of rock music. Les Paul developed other influential recording innovations such as multi-track recording and overdubbing. In the early 50s, Les Paul and his wife Mary Ford had a string of hits, including Mockingbird Hill. I remember that song. How High the Moon and Vaya con Dios. Les Paul and Band of Renown or something. No, that wasn't. That was Les Brown and the Band of Renown, of course. Anyway, Kara Payne Flounder, how you doing? Birthday list includes Mark Knopfler, the Dire Straits guy, 76 years old. Sultans of Swing, it says here, contains some of the best guitar playing ever recorded.
Yep.
Dire Straits. Are they the ones who did Money for Nothing and the Chicks Are Free?
Yep.
Oh, that's the one that got me, that chick that got in a fight over me at the laundry in San Francisco.
Where's my calendar?
And she got her coworker fired because they got in a fist fight over me because she recognized me from being on TV. And I took her for a ride on my Harley, and we went over to Sausalito and Mill Valley and took her around, and I went to the record store and bought her the CD, or not the CD, what were they called back then? The tapes. Cassette, yeah, of Dire Straits with that song, and then she reworked
Brothers in Arms. That was a huge job. No one bought it for a little bit, and then it just took off.
Yeah,
mainly because of that song. And the great thing about that story is he wanted a fuzzy sound on it, so he called up Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, who was famous for that sound, and asked him...
like a fuzz box? Or what?
Well, it was kind of the way he did it with the guitar, and he asked him how he got that sound, and Billy goes, figure it out for yourself.
I told him to go stuff, and probably he's going to say, wait, what, really? Yeah, let me go and give you our secrets, God. Anyway, our history list, and we got a bunch of Beatles music things coming up here a little bit later on in the actual program today. But on this day in 1960, I know you guys know all this, and I would not have known this without seeing the name again here. A drummer named Tommy Moore quits a group he was known with called the Silver Beatles. The reason Tommy Moore quit being a drummer with that group is because their bookings interfered with his job as a forklift driver. They had just returned from a tour, and Moore lost his front teeth when the group's van was involved in a minor wreck. And after the tour, Moore quit. When the other members tried to talk him into staying in the band, his wife shouted at them, quote, "You can all piss off." The drums were taken over by Pete Best, who later was replaced by Ringo Starr.
Wow.
Which you will hear later in the show with our music list.
I was going to say, we got like 2 or 3 of them coming up here later in the show. And again, the Beatles, man, you could do a Beatles thing almost every day of the week.
Well, you ain't got time. You got Bob Dylan every day.
Well, in fact,
oh boy,
I don't think we have Flounder. We do not have a Bob Dylan today, P. I'm so
we can always
sorry.
change that.
We could put one in there, probably, I'll bet you. Anyway, all right, hold everything. Everything will be fine. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. Oh, holy cow, we got our thing. Flounder. Yeah,
I always got my thing.
No, stand by. I can't find my... here we go. Standing by. 3. All right, ready? Here we go. Flounder, here we go. And now, another edition of Not the Kimmers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse. Well, we, by golly darn it, try to care about your joyless lives and bring some sunshine into your miserable, joyless lives, miserable existence. Yes, it's true. Today's episode, Don't Call Me Shirley. A husband and wife are in their average American suburban home. The wife has asked her husband to please clean the bathroom. After days of badgering, he finally gives in and makes an effort. Proudly, he walks up to his wife and announces,
"I declare the bathroom is cleaned."
Thank you.
One question, though. Why do we keep the toilet brush in the shower?
What?
Why do we keep the toilet brush in the shower?
And with ever-increasing exasperation, the wife says,
"What the hell are you talking about?
The puffy thing with the handle?
My loofah?
You named the toilet brush?"
And scene.
So he thought the breath that she clicks with her own body with a toilet. Oh God! With rubbing with the no. My stretch marks. Oh, mercy. Well, that must be the company. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. Yes, another sterling edition of Not the Kimmers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse for you, the little people, here on the only farm of Atlanta, WFOM 106.3, the only radio station in Atlanta that doesn't really suck. There you have it.
You recorded it, so we don't have to do it again.
Other than that, he was fine. It was.
That was a funny moment.
Oh, that was. We just sat there waiting for the music. We kept looking at him.
Kept looking at each other.
We looked at Pete. Sorry. Anyway, good grief. All right, well done, boys. A newsy thing here, and boy, I hope this is just the beginning of it. And this story indicates that it might be. Democratic whistleblowers are telling the FBI and have in the past that Adam Schiff for Brains approved classified leaks in order to get Donald Trump. The whistleblower worked for the Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee for 10 years. He reported Adam Schiff for Brains' alleged behavior to the FBI in 2017. The intelligence staffer called the leaking treasonous and illegal as well as unethical. This staffer, the whistleblower, personally attended a meeting where Adam Schiff for Brains green-lit the leak. Quote, working in this capacity, the staffer's name redacted, was called to an all-staff meeting by Schiff. In this meeting, Schiff for Brains stated the group would leak classified information which was derogatory to President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. The whistleblower stated this would be illegal. The information would be used to indict President Trump. And Schiff said he wanted the leaked classified information derogatory to Donald Trump in order to indict the president. The whistleblower said to him this will be illegal. Upon hearing his concerns, the unnamed members of the meeting reassured him they would not be caught leaking classified information. Now, The guy who co-authored this piece said this is the first of several major leak investigations we're going to see in the next several days. Other major people were clearly identified by the FBI having leaked classified documents. Their own staff turned them in when interviewed by the FBI. Nothing happened. It's a common problem and a common pattern. The question now is Donald Trump's legal justice department going to do the dynamic change and make something happen? Congress can see how classified information was leaked to shape political narratives and decide if our institutions were weaponized against the American people. Unquote, FBI Director Patel. Holy smokes. I mean, they got it. I mean, holy smokes.
Will something happen?
It has to.
It's a Democrat.
Good Lord. We're going to play a soundbite of the police chief coming up here, too. And by the way, Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage, you know, she keeps opening her mouth, and I think she ought to shut the hell up.
She thinks she's the leader. She's stepping into the vacuum. Right. She thinks she's going to be the leader of the party.
And she also still thinks she's immune, and she may be, but the more...
Why? At this point, she's no help to the Democrats anymore.
Right.
So they can jettison her.
That's right.
She's no good. She can't raise any money for them. She's not good for them.
In fact, she's bad. If she tries to take over... Believe me, they're going to spit her out like they did Carmella.
Yeah, AOC's not going to put up with her.
Yeah. Anyways, coming on 346, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. It's only Tuesday. Is this Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
But the Braves are back in action somewhere else, not here.
We got our first reviews coming in.
Oh, all right. Well, so coming up next, oh my gosh, 347 almost. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, and your reviews on the live entertainment. Just part of the show, really.
When conflicts escalate around the world, don't let the mainstream media scare you into believing their narrative. Get it right with Atlanta's only conservative voice. And trust the Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, The Kimmer Show, and our entire lineup to give it to you straight. Don't buy the fear. Just keep it here. Extra 106.3 FM and the all-new Extra app.
Hey, Kimmer here. I'm going to help you cut through all the nonsense when it comes to windows and siding, Peach State Windows, and so much more. The company you want with owner Jeff Shea and his outstanding crews. I've known these people for 25 years, Jeff and his wife. They've been doing it around here for 50. Here's the deal. Peach State was not built on marketing gimmicks and cookie-cutter things from vendors who knows where they get their stuff. It's built on reputation of integrity and quality workmanship, plain and simple. Relationships with the top vendors mean they always offer you some kind of special deal with the best materials and the latest tech and a price that makes sense for your budget. They don't just throw random stuff at you. Each job customized to fit your home's look, age, function, whatever. Still get the best deals from those trusted vendors, and Peach State even offers financing options as low as, how about zero? And don't break the bank to get your home looking sharp either. Current offers and financing options right there for you at peachstatewindows.com. Skip the gimmicks, cut through the noise, go straight to the company that's been doing it for decades. Peach State Windows and so much more. The trusted name, peachstatewindows.com.
The right partner makes all the difference. For more than 185 years, we've forged personal relationships with our customers and communities, funding economic development and rallying around the causes that are important to our neighbors. With the technology, products, and expertise you'd expect from a big bank and the local decision-making and commitment to community from your neighborhood bank, United Bank Shares is your trusted financial partner for life. Learn more at bankwithunited.com. United Bank Shares, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day, and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and if you have been injured in a car crash, it's going to be harder than ever to get insurance companies to treat you fairly. What you need is a real lawyer on your side, not some phony TV or billboard lawyer who doesn't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 straight years, and we try cases and we win. We get results for our clients. Call me, get in touch, Hagan-law.com. We are real lawyers
who will win your personal injury case.
Join Daniel Matalon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guests are former APD Chief Bryant and Natalie Ammons from the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
There we go. I got a little Moscow action going here. Peace Festival, 1989. The two-day Moscow Music Peace Festival held at the Lenin Stadium. And did you say Moscow or Moscow?
Moscow.
We got mic action. Is everything all right in there,
Moscow.
Flounder? Flounder's got something to do with it. We're back. Moscow. Either way, Peace Festival, 2 days, 1989. The acts include Ozzy Osbourne, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, Skid Row, and the Scorpions. And it was the first time that an audience had been allowed to stand up and dance at a stadium rock concert in the Soviet Union. Holy moly, 1989. The first time an audience could stand up and dance in the Soviet Union. Before that, all concerts, they had to be seated. Until 1989? I can't believe it. I never knew that.
That was the year pretty much it fell apart.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Because Billy Joel was there. And
how the hell could you have a rock audience and they would have to remain... I mean, I don't know how they pulled it off. Did they have guards walk around and hit them in the head with a rifle butt or something? Good Lord.
But communism is great, Kimmer.
Jeez. I mean, that's that's the kind of thing that people should know.
Yeah, all these young people
changing in the world
who love communism.
Yeah, there you go.
This is the way it is.
Until 1989, you couldn't stand up at a rock concert. Oh, my God. I mean, I'm flabbergasted. No dancing.
Oh, gosh, Footloose.
Like
Look how horrible those people were in Footloose, those religious nuts. And they worship communism now. That's what communists do.
Holy cow. Honestly, I had no idea. Our birthday list includes that naughty little Dominique Swain. She was played Lolita in the remake, the more modern version, as opposed to James Mason was the first Lolita man, with a young girl. Well, Dominique Swain was the Lolita girl in the second Lolita movie, and she was picked from 2,500 girls auditioning for that part. And Dominique Swain, who got the role out of 2,500 girls, was 15 when she made the movie. She was also in Face Off. Dominique Swain today is 45 years old today. And let's see, our history note today includes on this day 2013, Whitey Bulger, the feared Boston mob boss who became one of the nation's most wanted fugitives, was convicted 2013 on this day in a string of 11 killings and dozens of gangland crimes, many of them committed while he was said to be an FBI informant. Bulger was sentenced to life, and he was fatally beaten at the West Virginia prison 5 years after he was in prison for 5 years, and then they beat him to death, hours after he was being transferred from a facility in Florida. So that's how they did it. They knew he was coming, and they were waiting for him. A couple hours after he got there, they murdered him. And the fix was in, it was ready to go, and bing, bam. And of course, what was the movie with Johnny Depp? The Whitey Bulger movie. Did you ever, I saw it. Flounder,
yes, Johnny Depp. What was the name of that movie?
The Whitey Bulger movie. Black Mass. Yeah.
I never even heard of that one.
Oh yeah, it's a hard movie. I won't watch it again. When he strangled his girlfriend,
I haven't watched it.
Oh geez,
Thanks for spoiling that.
Just strangled it. Well, you're not going to watch it. I mean, just brutal. It really makes me cringe just thinking about it. Anyway, sorry, but God, you're just a scumbag. He's the devil. The devil's real, obviously. Now, do you think God's? When I read that book, Imagine Heaven. In fact, I never wrote a thank you note to the guy David who sent me this book. He had a personal loss of someone very dear, and he was helped by the book called Imagine Heaven or Imagining Heaven. I can't remember which one. Imagine Heaven, I think. And it's filled one story after another of people who had what they call near-death experiences, and they're, as far as I can tell and far as they can prove, they're legit because they're people like a 5 or 7 or 8-year-old boy who experienced being in heaven and looking down while they operated on him and saw his mother crying in another room. How did he know that? Anyway. No, I have no idea why I was just going to say this. Why do you? And in every case, no matter what they did when they met Jesus or the force or the light or whatever the thing, they all were overwhelmed with the fact that the feeling and the appearance and the thing they had didn't matter about anything they had done. It was like it was just a thing, and now they're here and they're all together with the light of the so and so and so. And I'm thinking to myself, would that include guys like Whitey Bulger? I mean, seriously. The whole thing is really.
If the soul is eternal, this is a blip.
Yeah.
Everything you think is everything is just a blip.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I was thinking about today. There was a story about something, and they've just discovered another thing in the universe. Oh, I know what it was. You know what it was? In fact,
Uranus?
No, it could be my anus. I got a very nice note here. God darn, I got to find my phone. Hold on.
By the way, you got a review here from Kristen.
Oh, let's do that now. Yeah, Kristen. Hey, Kristen, what do you got?
She says, you're trying to kill us on a Tuesday. Rainy Day Theater.
What difference does it make, girlie? All right, here, I got this from my friend, where did I put it? Joshua sent me this reminder that tonight and tomorrow, the Perseid meteor shower.
Yeah.
That's tonight and tomorrow, and then he reminds us the nights of August 12th and 13th, the guy turned in the sky natural fireworks show, 100 meteors an hour. That's more than...
It never arrives.
I know. Well, it's after midnight, the sky's the darkest. Get away from city lights. You don't need a telescope. Each streak of light is a tiny fragment from the comet Swift-Tuttle, burning up at a breathtaking speed, colliding with our atmosphere. And if you make a wish, you'll never know. You should make one because you never know when the universe might be listening. Perseid meteor shower tonight and tomorrow night. Anyway, there we are. 3:58. Flounder's funny there, I'll bet you.
Yeah, I'm unprepared, so stall for about 30 seconds.
All right, sure. Well, no, he's got stuff to do besides,
How many times? 3 times a day, 5 days a week.
It's all right. It's just we've got things to work in
So
there.
I'm flying into Las Vegas. Not right now. Guys, I set that up for you like 10 times. All right, seriously? So I'm flying into Las Vegas. Wow, you guys said that with such disdain. I almost don't want to tell you the next joke. So I'm flying into Las Vegas. No. All right, we got it. All right. Yeah, no. Wow, I'll just do this on a perpetual loop. I talked to we're going to see how many times they say it. And when the plane lands, they make this announcement, word for word. They get on and they say, "Do not get up until the pilot turns off the fasten seatbelt sign." And I looked at the guy next to me. I said, "Someone's going to get up." And he goes, "No, they won't." I said, "Yes, they will." He goes, "I'll bet you $50. I'm like, "Dude, you're on." So we're taxiing. We're almost to the gate. Sure enough, I got up.
Where's my $50? Coming up on 4 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Holy smokes, we got a lot of stuff going on here, including you, too. Look out. Here we go.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta's Safe House.
A pre-summit push for territory in Ukraine. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Russia's military is reported to have broken through Ukraine's defenses in a few spots in the eastern part of the country ahead of President Putin's meeting with President Trump about ending the war. Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House.
Anchorage, Alaska will host Friday's meeting between the two leaders.
I think the president of the United States getting in the room with the president of Russia, sitting face to face rather than speaking over the telephone, will give this president the best indication of how to end this war and where this is headed.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet one-on-one, though other logistics of Friday's summit are still being ironed out. This week, President Trump indicated a land swap between Russia and Ukraine may be required, something Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has ruled out.
And Zelensky says Putin wants Ukraine to withdraw completely from the Donetsk region as a ceasefire condition, and the answer to that is no. National Guard troops are being deployed today, and Attorney General Pam Bondi's met with Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and Police Chief Pamela Smith about the temporary federal takeover of the department.
This is the first time the D.C. Police Department has been under direct DOJ control. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro for D.C. says the no-cash bail policy around for decades that allows people out of custody based on risk assessment is the chief problem instead of actually paying money to get out on bail or bond. Violent crime in the nation's capital down 26% since last year, according to the city's own statistics online. But one of those behind the statistics reportedly put on leave earlier this year over allegations of fudging some numbers.
Fox's David Spunt in D.C. One of the two people killed in an explosion at a steel mill in Pennsylvania yesterday is identified as 39-year-old Timothy Quinn, a father of three from a steelworking family. The other, not yet publicly identified, neither has a possible cause for the explosion. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
I have a couple of his songs on my Magic Music Stick. Truly, and what's that love song? Has some beautiful songs.
You know how many I have on mine?
Probably 17 or 18, I'll bet you. Almost, probably zero, yeah. Zero. Sure. Well, because you're not, a certain style of a musical person. Yeah, gay, all right, girlish. I mean, there's a lot of ways to... kind of a sissy. I mean, there's, different ways
Men do not have Lionel Richie.
I got Lionel Richie because he had love songs, and back when I thought there was things going on, I used to listen to them, and now I can't because they're too damn sad. But I have them on my Magic Music
Why
Stick.
would you torture yourself like that?
I don't. I have them, but I don't play them. And when I'm scrolling forward, if I come across them, I go right past them and get to my Christine, and also Tay. I've got two Tay-Tays on my thing now too that I listen to, and the other one I listen to is Why You Wanna show up in an old T-shirt that I love.
Man card.
And now, I'm sorry, Flounder. I believe did your whole. You played Lionel Richie. We're playing Lionel Richie. No. Lionel Richie, because it was 1984 on this day, the Olympic Games came to a close, and Lionel Richie sang this song live all night long, live from Los Angeles to an estimated TV audience. 1984, the Olympics closed. 2.6 billion people around the world watched him sing this song. Wow, 2.6 billion. Wow. Anyway, our birthday list includes Now, what's is that? Is that the xylophone, or is that one of the other things?
Marimba?
Marimba.
Hey, did you ever get hold of the guy from Starbucks?
Oh, he's not listening. He's
no,
got
I
stuff
have
to do
his
here.
email. Let me look it up real quick, and I'll shoot him another one.
Yeah, we'd love to talk
I
to
emailed him back, and he hasn't emailed me back. So, but I will. Let me see if I can shoot him another one and see if we can get in touch.
Let's see. Our birthday list includes how the hell is he? George Soros is still alive. 95 years
Evil
old.
never dies.
95 years old. Anyway, and our birthday list in 95, our history note here today in 1928. This was kind of an interesting way that Disney got going here. On this day, 1928, Mickey Mouse is copyrighted. He was created as a replacement for Walt Disney's first animated icon, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Oswald was created for Charles Mintz, who distributed the character through Universal Studios. Under Walt Disney's nose, Mintz was able to hire Disney's artists right out from under him, and Walt Disney didn't have a leg to stand on because of the rights to the Oswald character. Walt finished his obligation to Mintz and then began a new start with his animator, UB Iwerks, who helped him create a new character called Mickey Mouse. The mouse was copyrighted on this day in 1928. Sadly, though, on January 1st, 2024, the Steamboat Willie version of Mr. Mouse lost its copyright protection. But anyway, they tried to screw Walt, and so he said, I'll just make my own, and got the copyright, so he was set for that, for the Steamboat Willie. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 406, how's it going? Was there a call? Did that guy hang up there, Flounder? Oh, yeah, you okay?
Oh, sit tight. Let me see who it is.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry, boy. Everything's fine. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. And again, the Perced shower tonight and tomorrow night. And you should be able to see a whole bunch of stuff here, which is cool. Let's see. Top Democrats are going. We're going to play the police chief in Washington, D.C. Boy, talk about a DEI hire. Holy cow. And by the way, if you haven't seen the video of her or a picture or anything else,
it's something pretending to be a man, pretending to be a cop. Is basically what it is.
Well, as a setup for this, Democrats are being ripped on social media for their bonkers reaction to Donald Trump he's trying to stop the crime in the nation's capital. Again, I think people stopped looking at Washington, D.C. as the nation's capital a long time ago. I don't think that most Americans think about Washington, D.C. as anything other than, that's where they have all the fights and the politics and just the nastiness and all this stuff, as opposed to being some beautiful light on the hill, an example of a democratic republic that's worked for 250
years. It's corruption.
You
think corruption when you think of Washington, D.C. now.
Yeah. And so Donald Trump is trying to stop the crime. And the Democrats keep saying, violent crime in D.C. is at a 30-year low. Well, first of all, after the crack epidemics of 30 years ago is one thing. But on Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage, among others, said that Donald Trump is unhinged, trying to justify deploying the National Guard. And the reality is violent crime is down. Well, White House people are saying, on top of being a big-time loser, you're also a massive liar. If Hillary thinks D.C. is safe, she should go move to Anacostia or Navy Yard. Others saying Donald Trump has no basis to take over the local police. Conservatives on social media saying, really? How about why do Democrats always take up for thugs and violent criminals and illegals over law-abiding citizens? There are Democrats lining up to oppose crime being lower in Washington, D.C. I mean, the bottom line is they're complaining about efforts to lower the crime rate.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, there's what's the other possible explanation?
Is there any greater dichotomy between who you want to vote for? Democrats are for criminals and crime. Our side is for safety and the victims and decent people. Which one do you want?
And by the way, some congressmen and the Republicans are saying murder is the most violent and accurately measured crime, and the D.C. murder rate in 2024 was 83% higher than 2012. 83% Higher.
Let's just put the cards on the table. Who is running not only Washington, D.C., but almost every major American city? Democrats.
Yeah.
And a certain breed of Democrats. Right. The community has had its chance.
Go right down the list. Take every single major city run by Democrats and ask yourself, what do you see?
I'm sorry, but you failed. So it's time for the adults. It doesn't matter what race they are or what creed or sex or anything. Yeah. Okay. It's time for the adults who want to be tough on criminals, because as Clay said earlier on his show, he says all these social workers don't mean a thing. Yeah. What keeps crime down is you arrest the criminals and you put them away. Yeah. Just like El Salvador did. They cleaned up the whole country because they know where the gang leaders are. I've been saying this for 30 years. We know who the criminals are. Yeah. We know who their leaders are. We know where they live. Why are we putting up with this?
I would have had my secret undercover squads out there a long time ago.
They'd have disappeared a long time ago.
Yeah, they were just suddenly, where'd they go? Well, I don't know. Seriously,
that was a little, that little laugh there.
Well, sorry, just kind of.
You're watching Dexter too much.
Back in the day, it's been a long time since you ever got fired up over things that could take your
little wet work there.
Yeah, something. No, everything's fine.
Oh, you get your man card back.
No, it's good. Nancy Pelosi's getting in on this, dude. Jesus, God, hold on a second. Nancy, wait a minute.
Nancy,
no, I'm good. Nancy Pelosi said deploying the National Guard on January 6th. Donald Trump delayed it when our Capitol was under violent attack and lives were at stake. And now she's saying that he refused to deploy the National Guard, and now he's activating the D.C. Guard to distract from his incompetent mishandling of tariffs, health care, education, and immigration, just to name a few. Well, some reaction. Whoa, ma'am, excuse me. It's a long past time to be honest with the American people. On January 3rd, this is from the Chief of Police in Washington, D.C. He said, on January 3rd, I requested National Guard assistance, but your Sergeant-at-Arms denied it. Under federal law, I was prohibited from calling them in without specific approval. That same day, Carol Corbin at the Pentagon offered National Guard support. I was forced to decline because I lacked the legal authority. The Capitol was under attack despite my repeated calls. Your Sergeant-at-Arms, Nancy Pelosi, again denied my urgent request for more than 70 agonizing minutes, running it up the chain for your approval. When I needed assistance, it was denied. Yet when it suited you, you ordered fencing topped with concertina wire and surrounded the Capitol with thousands of armed National Guard troops. Now, the police chief of Washington, D.C., a lesson in DEI failures. This is the non-white, so-called female police chief who was asked about what's known as the chain of command. Flounder, our soundbite of the D.C. police chief, sir. What's the chain of command? Here's her answer.
What the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
What does that mean? Can you play that again, Flounder? I mean, seriously, this is...
what the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
Who's in charge?
What does that mean? The chain of command. I mean...
who's in charge?
It's just like, what is a woman? What do you mean?
Well, look at her. You got that question to her.
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, seriously. She looks like a cartoon character. And DEI hire.
DEI hire.
When are we going to stop hiring people for the way they look and see if they're competent enough to do the damn job?
The police chief in New Orleans, the woman didn't know that they had security guard barriers or whether they worked, and she wasn't available to, they didn't know anything. They were there in name only.
Beverly Harvard, here in Atlanta.
Good Lord. Anyway, Kimmer Pete Flounder, how you doing? 414. Happy Tuesday. 404-741-1230. No, seriously. And what's on your mind? Happy time. Let's happy. We got happy news coming up here. Let's do like love stuff, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure out something. Hey, we got it all. Yeah. Hey, jazz, baby. Hey.
It's time time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Perhaps one of the most insipid, disgusting lines in any song ever written. Imagine no possessions. What a dork, John Lennon. But it has something to do with today's commentary. I'm asking your help if you have handed over your child to the state for an education. Now, years ago, there was a little routine that happened all too often in state schools, especially the lower grades. Your child would show up with all of their school supplies that had been listed as necessary for their first day of school. Construction paper, double-lined paper, those little things of glue with that funny-looking nipple on it, pencils, erasers, you name it. And your child would pack all of those supplies in their little book bag and head to school. And as soon as they got into class, first day, the teacher would tell them in so many words, those school supplies don't belong to you anymore. They belong to the entire class. So bring them up here and put them in these boxes, and we will give them out as needed. Imagine no possessions. From each according to their ability, to each according to their need. I just want to know if this insipid BS is still going on in government schools. So ask your children. If they say, yes, my teacher did that, beg their forgiveness for your irresponsibility and let me know. I would love to call out some schools or teachers who are preaching this Marxist nonsense. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
The next big storm isn't a matter of if, it's when. Is your home ready? Southern Exteriors offers free inspections and dependable storm damage repairs with in-house warranties and honest service. Right now, get 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I've met the team at Southern Exteriors. They do things the right way. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. It's 877-9-SOUTHERN or southernexteriors.co.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Echo. Hey, folks, big news. The Echo one-day sale is heading to Howard Brothers next month. On Wednesday, September 17th, visit your local Howard Brothers for fantastic deals on Echo power equipment. That means Echo chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Whether you're a pro on a job or a weekend warrior, Echo tools will help get that project done right. Mark your calendar, grab your crew, and head to one of the 7 Howard Brothers locations on September 17th for the Echo one-day sale. One day of big savings you don't want to miss.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. Many people assume their taxes will automatically go down once they retire and stop collecting paychecks. Sean, is this a dangerous assumption?
It can be, because you know what? Lower taxes in retirement can be a myth. It's not always true, right? Remember, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxed, right? Your traditional IRA and 401k income is 100% taxable, so that needs to be accounted for. And that's why it's so important to find ways to reduce or eliminate your taxes wherever possible.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
Hey, look, now is the time to start looking ahead and identifying your tax liabilities in retirement. Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get a copy today by calling or texting the word WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters on everything from Social Security to investments to income planning. We include guides in there as well as on strategies for income planning, for taxes, and even dealing with recessions in retirement, among other things. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text the word WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. And the team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. 888-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Firm does not provide tax services.
You protect your physical health by choosing your doctors carefully. Protect your financial health by choosing an attorney carefully. An accident can be very costly. You want to receive the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law. My friend David Van Sant will take care of you, trust me, very well. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. The website is vansantlaw.com. In the event of an accident, it could be the most important phone call you make.
Yeah, it wasn't much on the music list today.
That's okay. Lionel Richie earlier, and now this time we're playing the Commodores for a different reason. But that's Flounder's musical director. This is all fine here. In fact, the other song that I have on my music, I have Truly, and I have My Love. My Love
Paul
and
McCartney?
Thinking of, no, by Lionel Richie. My Love and Thinking About You. That's such a sad, beautiful song. On this day in 1978, the Commodores started a 2-week run at number 1 with 3 Times a Lady. Also number 1 in Britain, became Motown's biggest British-selling single. Lionel Richie wrote the song about his love for his wife, mother, and grandmother, hence, once, twice, 3 Times a Lady. I didn't know that's what that was about. Lionel Richie. No, it's a beautiful song.
You gonna cry now?
I might cry a little. I cry every night, usually for the same reason, but I could add this to it. So.
What's the reason this time? What's this month's reason?
Oh, no, it's been the same reason. Pretty pathetic, Ty. You tie me up with your ties, Ty. 421 to the phones. Take priority. Bill, you're on the radio, man. What's going on? What's up, sir?
Hey, Kim, I'm privileged to speak with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You were talking earlier about actors that were short. Well, back in the mid-'90s, I was on a flight from L.A. to Atlanta, sitting next to a fellow who was very muscular, but I didn't recognize him. He goes to the lavatory. I motioned to the flight attendant, asked, and she says, "That's Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk."
Oh, no kidding.
Of course, I didn't recognize him. He wasn't green. So we struck up a conversation. Not very nice fellow.
Yeah.
We get to Atlanta. We both stand up. How tall do you think he is?
Well, he's got to be like 6'2", 6'3", 4", something like that, I'm guessing, probably, huh?
Google says 6'5". I'm 5'9", and I'm taller than he is.
Oh, whoa. Are you serious? Lou Ferrigno?
I looked down to see if he was standing in a hole, and, on the luggage under us, but no.
Holy cow!
Did you have trouble talking to him? I thought he was hard of hearing or something.
Yeah,
he is. He speaks this funny. He was on his way to Florida to be in a play down there called Ulysses 2.
I'll be darned.
But he heard me easily, but he does speak. Kind of unusual. Maybe he had hearing aids. I don't know.
I'll be darned. But he was obviously muscle-bound.
Nice
I can't believe he was so much shorter than we would have thought offhand.
Yeah, he's legally deaf.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Bill. A nice story. I appreciate it.
We got breaking news.
Breaking news. What do you got?
The Texas Senate has officially passed the new U.S. House maps. They could, if the House passes it, it's got to go to the Texas House. They could pick up 5 seats and Democrats lose 5 seats.
Yeah, but the House are the people who have disappeared in other cities. So if they don't get them back, they'll never be able to pass the bill.
How can you have a legislator where the people don't show up, the duly elected? How can they not kick them out of office if they don't show up to do their job?
Legally, I believe they can.
Because at Georgia Assembly, you got to show up for a certain amount of days.
Right. The problem is they can do it, but then there will be a lawsuit to say that they were unfairly whatever, and therefore goes through the court process. So who knows how long this is going to take?
They're not doing what they were elected to do.
That's right.
Show up.
They already cut off their pay. They can't collect their pay automatically. They have to go physically get a paycheck.
Well, they probably don't need the money. They're only there once every 2 years.
Yeah. But still, I mean, it's just but here we go. I mean, here we go.
This breaks down government. It breaks down everything if they don't show up to do their job.
Right.
If they don't like something, they just don't show up.
Right.
Then you don't have a government at that point.
Yeah. Elections have consequences. Remember, the Democrats were all set to keep using that and throw it in somebody's face every time it did them good. Well, elections have consequences, so show up and do your job and take the consequences.
And how can they not pass a national law against gerrymandering? You can only it can only stretch so much to the west and east and so much to the north and south. It has to be it continuously through a certain amount of counties. It cannot snake around like they're doing.
Let me
That's
ask
a
you
joke.
this.
That makes a joke of this so-called democracy.
Well, let me ask you a very basic question. I'm going to go right down like as a third grader. When you are just okay, states get the number of representatives in Congress. Every state gets 2 senators. States get the number of congressmen, we say, based on their population. The more people you have, the more congressmen you get to represent, and the state is divided into the districts for the number of congressmen that you get. So let's say the state, to make everything, let's say your state is deserving of 10 congressmen.
Your state is deserving of 10
That's not what I mean when I say let's say it. My God, man. I always do this. I'm saying, Mr. Smarty Pants, that your state gets 10 congressmen. So why don't they just divide the state into 10 square sections, and every congressperson gets if he has 50 people living in there, that's one thing. If he has 10,000, I mean, in other words, who is supposed to decide where the people are living and why the map should change in any direction?
That's like an electoral college for a state.
Right. Well, okay, but why should they snake a line in geographically to go collect people?
Right, I agree.
Just make 10 squares, and each guy gets a square, and you may have 1 million people, you may have 7. I mean, seriously, why is that wrong?
It's not wrong.
Why are districts drawn based on anything other than to get where the people are? In other words, let's say a western state like Montana, where there's very few people for 3/4 of the state. Therefore, obviously, if you have 4 Congress people, you should divide it up for the places that have the most people to be represented. On the other hand, you shouldn't be allowed to just snake it around to try to get certain specific members of a specific community. But it doesn't make any sense. Why do they do it that way? Why don't they just make 10 blocks and everybody gets a thing?
How about this? We elect senators statewide, right? But congressmen is for districts.
Right.
Okay, how many do you think we got in Georgia? How many Congress
what do we have? 9, 7, 8, 9,
I'd
10?
say, okay, we got 9.
Yeah,
okay,
whatever.
we got 9. Let's make it 10 to make it even. Right. Everybody wants to run for Congress, run.
Right.
We take the top 10, and there are Congress people.
Well, but who do they represent?
They represent the whole state.
Well, but that's the senator.
See, the Congress people that go in there, they're representing the whole state anyway, really.
Well, but that's what senators do. I mean, you have to represent the districts, but again, who's to determine who originally is supposed to make the district?
It's very simple. If you live in the mountains and you run and you're one of the 10 that win, then you're going to basically concentrate on getting stuff for the mountains.
Right. But that's your district.
Someone in Savannah is going to get there. You're going to concentrate on that, and that's your district.
Right.
Even though you're for the whole state, that's who you're going to concentrate on. Savannah's going to concentrate on Savannah if you're from Savannah. Yeah, if you're from Atlanta. Now, the problem with that is everybody from Atlanta is going to run, and they'll probably be the top 10.
Yeah.
So that means everybody, they'll all be Democrats.
Well, that's why you have districts, so you can't have people overwhelming with all the population. Right. So anyway, but again, my question really is, who determines where those districts are supposed to be drawn in the first place? Why isn't it just done with, geographically?
AI. How about let's make it fair. Let's AI do it. Let's let the robots do it. And have 3 different. Have Grok, Chat GPT, AI, OpenAI. So you don't have 1. You have 3 decide what the district lines will be. No more gerrymandering. Basically, they're blocks. They're blocks.
In fact, what are the districts supposed to represent? A district is supposed to have a number of people who live there, but is it now? In other words, is a district divided right through? Tuxedo Park in Atlanta.
Yes. They do them right through neighborhoods.
Okay, but so again, I mean that's fine. But if you're squirreling around trying to find places that whoever thought
that's
that
what
was
they do.
ever legal?
Yeah, it's not. And it should have been thrown out the first time someone did it. Was the gerrymander? It was a Massachusetts guy, a politician who did it.
That's right. His name was Jerry, I think, and they
something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, this seems like a very basic problem, which obviously is
humans
too complicated.
Can't do it. Humans can't do it now because obviously we can't. With the gerrymandering, it shows humans can't handle this. Make 3 different AIs and let them have the fairest map where it's blocks. It's not snakes all up and down.
Well, again,
blocks.
Let me ask you this: what is a fair congressional district? In other words, what is an unfair district? What's a fair district? If one place has almost all black people, then is it unfair to have a person representing those almost black people? No, if that's their section. But again,
I think
what does fair mean?
A computer could figure out population. Which means
that's all it should be divided.
All of Atlanta wouldn't be one thing because you got to split Atlanta up.
Right.
There has to be it's like Berlin. It's got to be a north, south, east, and west.
But it should be just population, not race and creed and religion or anything else.
Exactly.
So how hard is it to divide up a freaking state based strictly on the population?
It really isn't that hard.
It shouldn't be that difficult.
But you know what makes it difficult? The parties. The parties is what makes it. And that's what's wrong with our government. It's not the actual form of government we have. It's the Republican and Democrat corrupt parties that are screwing everything up.
If it's just based on population, that can't be a hard problem to solve. Here are the people, divide them up, boom, bomb, boom, bomb, boom, bomb. You got 6 districts. I mean, I don't see what the problem is. Without knowing who they are, we're not supposed to. Isn't it true? We're not supposed to have a district based on race or creed or anything.
But that's exactly what they do.
Yeah. Well, then,
Siri, how many Congress seats does Georgia have? She's thinking about it.
None of your beeswax.
Siri, how many congressional seats does Georgia have? I hit the wrong button, sorry. That was me.
Georgia has 14 congressional districts.
14.
Wow, I thought it was 9. Well, there you go.
Oh, that's Wikipedia, so maybe...
I could be 9.
It could be a lie.
All right, 4:30. Anyway, okay. Well, I mean, seriously, this is, we try everything. It's got to be too freaking complicated.
And it's the parties that do it.
Yeah. 4:31. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder solving the world's problems with you here.
We just did.
Oh, there's one. Now, my problems.
Neil Bortz is only live on XTRA 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Well, these funny little storms come blowing through here. If you've got a leak in your windows, Peach State Windows is the company to call. Again, I've known these guys. His wife used to call him my goofball husband, Jeff. Peach State Windows, I worked with them 25 years ago for the first time. And it's not only the windows. He has the top-notch double-hung vinyl things with the top energy, what you call it. And again, designed for what you need for your home, old or new or whatever fits in perfectly. And don't forget siding stuff. Now, I was a big fan of Hardy Plank, but they have all kinds. They have stuff all over the country to get what you need. Here's the number, 770-485-8011, peachstatewindows.com.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. At RBM of Atlanta, we embody this definition. Convenience is our middle name. With back to school in full swing and after school activities taking over all your available time, now more than ever, convenience is a must-have. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for those services. Once the services have been complete, we'll bring your Mercedes-Benz back to you. With over 110 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2025 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor at RBM of Atlanta for details.
Hey, it's Flounder here. And this month at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating love with a full month dedicated to the trend-setting, award-winning designs of Gnome Carver and Crown Ring, two of the most iconic names in bridal jewelry. Whether you're shopping for an engagement ring or wedding bands, we've got the largest selection in Atlanta. Special offers all month long, and every piece is backed by our low price guarantee. Even on Gnome Carter's latest Luna collection featuring a patented pillow comfort interior. And here's something you don't want to miss. Wedding Band Weekend is happening August 15th through 17th for 3 days only. Buy one wedding band, get one half off on all wedding bands in the store. It's the perfect time to find your forever rings. Come see us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, or on Fisher Crossings Drive, Sharpsburg. And you can always shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and click Book Appointment for your private consultation with one of our expert jewelers.
Of all the radio ads I've ever done, I only advertised one thing that I think saved my life. My CPAP machine, sleep apnea. And I found the best CPAP dealer out there ever, Roddy, at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. CPAPsETC.com. Everything you need, all the supplies, shipped anywhere at a price that often beats insurance. CPAPsETC.com. Go take a peek now.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Modular and off-site construction is booming. If you're an architect, building engineer, supplier, developer, or contractor, you can't miss the Off-Site Construction Summit, returning to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. With the rising cost of traditional building, modular and off-site construction is changing the way that companies build. It's quicker, cheaper, and offers a faster ROI. So don't miss the Off-Site Construction Summit, coming to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. This is your opportunity to learn from and connect with the industry's best. Register today at offsiteconstructionnetwork.com. That's offsiteconstructionnetwork.com.
Attention Warriors, are you a veteran ready to navigate to success after service? Tune in to the Warrior Alliance Network. Join us as we spotlight inspiring stories, provide essential resources, and connect you with a community dedicated to empowering veterans. From career advice to health and wellness tips, the Warrior Alliance Network is your go-to hub for post-service success. Tune in Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on XTRA 106.3. Join us on the mission, the Warrior Alliance Network, where warriors thrive together. Visit us at thewarrioralliance.org for more information.
What's going on in there? You got a girl in there? Did Veronica come in to say hi to you during the show? I think Flounder got distracted. It's all good.
My fault.
Mercy. Little police here for you. 1977, the French guitarist Henri Padovani with the Police quit the group after 9 months, leaving them as a trio. Padovani was handed the rhythm guitar spot with Wayne County and the Electric Chairs before forming his own band, the Flying Padovanis.
They were huge.
Oh, monster big hit.
You know, I just realized the Police did not have a rhythm guitarist. Sting was on bass.
Not for long, yeah.
Andy was lead, pretty much. I guess he played both.
Hell of a player, too.
Big time.
And Stewart, which is a great drummer. I love his. Copeland was the drummer. Yeah.
There you are. Phone calls take priority. Matt, you're on the radio. Matt, how's it going? What's up?
Hey, Kimmer.
Yes, sir.
Just over here in 285.
Okay. Sorry.
Why aren't the district maps drawn based on the county maps?
You know, that's another great question. That's another great question. They're already drawn. Even if you have to consolidate to make it even for the number you're due, I mean, hell, just do that. That's a great idea. That seems pretty simple.
It
should be. Yeah.
I don't know when the last time, Cobb County was redrawn. I mean, if you want to change the counties that are within a district, then take it to the state house and make them have to do it that way.
Yeah.
But don't divide up counties just because you want to gerrymander. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What a great idea. I've seen, again, it's too damn simple, Matt. Screw you, pal. Thanks, Matt. That's very clever. Excellent. I appreciate it.
Having worked at the House of Representatives and seen some of those people.
Seriously, the counties are all drawn. Of course, we have a lot more counties than
159 or
but still, all you have to do, just consolidate. Again, if you're going by people,
they have to touch each other. All the counties in a district, they have to touch each other. They can't be one in Macon and one in Cobb.
Why would you go hunting? You should not be able to have to go hunting. Yeah.
It's funny because when I used to live in Grant Park in West Midtown, I lived in Fulton County.
Yeah.
I live in Roswell, and I'm in Fulton County.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There should be a Milton County like they tried, didn't
well,
they?
Well, Brookhaven is DeKalb County and Fulton County. That whole stretch right there is where it splits. So again, but you wouldn't want to divide that up.
Why not?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't want to go searching and to leave that out for someplace else in another part of the state to link up Cobb or that part of the.
You know what your taxes in North Fulton are paying for, right?
Yeah, right.
The welfare queens in
right.
downtown.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, there's got to be a solution to this problem. We got. Did you get that? We got to get the Joe Biden thing.
Oh, we got the Biden thing yet? He's coming.
He's working on it.
Yes, we do.
Oh, we do. Okay. Now tell you found just we're talking about crime in D.C. and people are going crazy and they're saying that Donald Trump is now being. I guess he's back to being Hitler and a dictator and taking over with the armed forces or some crap to get the crime. Of course, the Democrats want the crime problem back. They want to make sure that they have plenty of crime to worry about, so they have their court systems all.
They want the criminals here.
Yeah, they want to keep the criminals.
Count them.
Yeah, and even the former President Cadaver, the child molester. We'll talk about his daughter that is finally, poor girl. Anyway, former President Joe Slimebag, the child molester.
Mays found this and has tweeted it. 1992, Joe Biden on the floor of the Senate saying that he runs red lights leaving D.C. because he doesn't want to be carjacked.
Here he is.
Driving home, my staff who lives here in the Hill reminded me, don't stop at a stoplight until I'm out of town. If I see a red light late at night, since there's very little traffic, slow up at the other block so I never come to a full stop except in the middle of the block because of carjackings.
Aha.
Stopping at a light, people standing in a corner, walking up with a gun.
I'll be done.
1992.
1992.
33 years ago. But there's no crime in D.C.
No. United States Senator. And again, in fact, the guys on the syndicated shows have been talking about this, their lead story, and kind of makes sense for a national audience. And again, everybody who lives in Washington, D.C., including that CNN girl who was on just last night, we had her play a clip for last night, ABC, saying she's been roughed up, she got molested and knocked around and robbed, and people are getting her car stolen, and nobody in their right mind will go into Washington, D.C. at night in any of the major areas because it's too dangerous.
Who's that guy? Morning Joe?
Yeah.
Who basically, and they were playing on Clay and Travis, Clay and Buck.
Yeah.
That basically Joe was saying that behind the scenes, all his Democrat friends are saying, great.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank goodness. But on social media in front of the cameras, they're screaming about Trump.
That's why every time there's a poll in America, when they call a household that hates Donald Trump, they're always going to get a negative answer. So anytime you get a poll that says Donald Trump has got a 52% approval, it's more like 80% approval because they're never going to admit it in public, even though I'm sure they're glad, just like those people were quoted as saying.
They work there.
Goodness.
They know it's unsafe.
The truth.
And they know the police, one of the chiefs has been caught monkeying with the numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Again, that story's come up again. He tried to fudge the numbers to make it look better than it was.
And
so he could take credit for having low crime rate, even though it was high crime.
And even if it's gone down a little bit, it's still too much crime.
Yeah, it was based on the highest crime ever, and so now it's less than the top crime rate. Well, yeah, the top crime rate was because of all the crack cocaine.
And that wasn't the normal.
Yeah.
This is the new normal we're supposed to live with.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to live like this.
Yeah.
And people can't be forced to toe the line and obey the law.
Yeah.
You can make them do it.
Yeah. In fact, the other good news, I don't know whether this is based on Donald Trump's latest efforts to change the world, the stock market and the
S&P over 6,400 for the first time ever.
Standard & Poor, and this is still a legit measuring unit.
I hope to be in the standard segment
I'm in the poor,
point.
Actually. I'm more in the poor section of the.
All our money's tied up in cash.
I'm still working.
In coin.
My poor daughter asked me when I was going to retire. Daddy, I said, "Oh, sweetie, no, seriously." Anyway, by the way, there's more information on President Slimebag, President Cadaver. The Biden family has now, they're not going to admit it, but the emails show that President Joe Biden was set to go to the National Security Multi-Mission ship touring the Philadelphia shipyard in 2023. This wasn't that long ago. The Maritime Administration was engaged in a major project at the shipyard in Philadelphia. Biden was supposed to visit to tout the offshore wind and clean energy jobs. Offshore wind and energy jobs. Well, an official there emailed the members of the Office of Transportation and said there's no visit to the vessel planned after the White House realized how many steps were involved to get on the ship. There's lots of steps on grading. The decision for Biden to skip visiting the vessel came a little more than a month after he faced questions over his mental and physical sharpness when he stumbled and fell on stage at the Air Force Academy graduation ceremony in Colorado Springs. Officials rejected concerns from conservatives about Biden's health, said he's fine. Remember, Rajin, the podium princess, everything's perfect. You guys, he can run marathons. Yeah. Well, a second and far more critical, the president's staff was proscribing events he could not physically handle more than a year before he dropped out of the re-election race, all while lambasting anyone who claimed he wasn't fit to complete the term. Voters would like to think they're pulling the lever for a president who could take the stairs in an emergency. And the White House had to cancel his trip to Philadelphia shipyard because there were too many steps. And they knew he couldn't make all those steps without, once again, being a stumbler and a bumbler.
So they took steps to stop him from taking steps.
No more steps. That's the end of this step.
All right, before we go to break, we got Mr. Rick the Painter on the horn.
Oh, is that Rick? We were hoping before. Rick the Painter. How you doing, Rick? What's up, man? How you doing? What you got there?
Hey, Kimmer. Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy's at staying at the motel. He calls down at the desk.
Yeah, calls
the receptionist. He says, could you please send someone up to help me? I'm on the 10th floor.
10th floor, yeah.
He says, me and my wife are having a real bad argument, and she's trying to jump out of the window.
Oh, no, really?
And she goes, well, so that's a personal problem.
Yeah.
He said, I know that. I just can't get this window open.
Can't get the window open, ladies and gentlemen. So he's a help. He can help you a helper.
So a termite walks into a bar.
A termite walks into a bar.
What does he say?
Well, he probably says, you got anything to eat?
What? No idea.
Is the bartender here?
It's a bartender here. Thank you. It's a bartender here. That's what I was.
You know what the janitor said when he jumped out of the closet?
When the janitor jumped out of the closet, what did he say?
Supplies.
Supply. That was when the Asian,
the
Japanese janitor, you idiot. Oh my God! Well, we went one too far. We don't know when to quit.
Well, rookie,
why do you always try to top me?
Hey, be very careful there, my friend.
Oh, mercy. Yeah.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Now, I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947. And their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the Grand Slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Tom from The Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed. Honesty is the best policy, and we guarantee it. Finally, a pre-owned car and truck buying process that you can trust.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit honestcarguy.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and it's going to be harder than ever to get fair treatment on your personal injury claim. If you have been injured through no fault of your own, call me. You need a real lawyer, and that's who we are. We're not some TV and billboard lawyers who don't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 consecutive years, and that's because I try cases and I win cases. We get results for our clients, and we can get results for you. Hagan-law.com.
Good. There we go. Well, this is going over like a lead balloon, I guess, probably. Oh, my God, the organ's dying. Pump some air back into that bagpipe or something. Oh, goodness. In 1968, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham played together for the first time in 1968 on this day when they rehearsed at a studio in London's West End. The first song they played was a version of The Train Kept A-Rollin'. They played Smokestack Lightning and a version of I'm Confused, which would become Dazed and Confused. The first live dates that Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham played were played as the Yardbirds. It wasn't until the next month in 1968 they became Led Zeppelin, going over like a lead balloon, as I recall. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Birthday list includes George Hamilton, freakishly tan, perennially tan, Playboy-type, old-fashioned Hollywood guy, star of Zorro the Gay Blade, Love at First Bite, and more than that, George Hamilton has been a presence in Hollywood as a dazzling, kind of just a leading guy in Hollywood star, and he's 86 years old. Good for him, George Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. Lyle Wagner that could act.
Yeah. Lyle with
Carol Burnett.
Carol Burnett show.
That's right.
Yeah, and of course Harvey Korman. And it was Tim.
I never cared for Tim Conway. But Harvey Korman was
Harvey Korman was great
in everything he did.
In fact, one of my I still have in my phone. I actually recorded in my phone so I can play it once in a while. I have the section of the gunfighter and smoking weed and the black guy Hedley Lamar. When Hedley Lamar in the shooting cowboy
Blazing Saddles.
When Hedley Lamar has the blonde girl, the singing Madeline Kahn tied up in the saloon, and she was saying, "You're never going to stop him. You'll never get him. He's too much man for you. You'll never get him. He's Klimt. You're verklempt. You're dumb. You're through." And she starts singing a German song, and he goes up and slaps her in the face. It's one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in my. It's given a wham across the face.
We shouldn't laugh.
No, I mean it's hysterical. I'm sorry. You Teutonian twit or whatever.
Teutonic twit.
Or something.
He didn't call her a twit.
God, no, yeah. Well, I had to change a little something there. Anyway, oh good Lord. All right, 4:53. Flounder, let's do this. I'm going to leave out my history and
what
and all that other stuff here because we got a little something here we want to do. We got all these memes and we got these one-liners and We got also coming up the latest on poor Ashley Biden. But first, a little something we call Pete's Tweets.
While the new Sydney Sweeney ad for American Eagle triggers people at ESPN and MSNBC, almost no one in the real world has found it offensive. According to an Economist YouGov poll, just 12% of U.S. adults considered the ad offensive. By comparison, 39% found the Jeans ad clever. The others didn't have much of an opinion either way.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How could anybody find that ad offensive in any way?
Because it was a white person doing
boobs?
it. No, because it was a white person doing it.
Well, that's not offensive.
And anytime a white person is doing something, it obviously is at the expense of a person of color
who couldn't get the job. I mean, that's just please.
Yes, please. Phillips nicknames for lazy coworkers: Cordless, because he only works for 2 hours. E.T. always wants to go home. Kit Kat, always taking a break. Muffler, always exhausted. Seaweed, because she's always just floats around all day. And Wheelbarrow only works when pushed. Rothmus tweets he was at a coffee shop trying to enjoy a cup when the people next to him got into a very loud and rude discussion.
Ooh. They
had just loudly come up with the perfect name for their new business.
Yeah.
So Rothmus bought the domain name.
What's the domain name?
They just bought their domain name.
Yeah. Well, in fact, when people were doing that,
we should have done it, man.
Well, I was on the radio, and someone bought the Kimmer Show.
Yes, they did.
And someone bought the Kimmer. Someone bought Kimmer, the Kimmer Show.
And we were laughing about
gone.
it. It was what, $50 a pop or something like that?
$75, $80, or was something negligible.
Rental.com, home.com,
banking.com,
Home Depot,
realestate.com.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What idiots we were. It's like the Bitcoin. Yeah. I could have bought one for $2,000 and they're worth $100,000.
I know.
Mike says, if you're ever lost in the deep woods, look for the North Star. Its twinkling will comfort you as you die.
I love it. And by the way, Babylon B joins in to say Donald Trump has now gerrymandered the United States to include Canada, which is kind of... And Trump also ordering census takers not to count anybody wearing a sombrero, which is, I think, is fairly important. Anyway, just a couple of stuff here. 456, Kimmer Peyton Flounder. And I'll tell you, former first daughter, Ashley Biden, has now filed for divorce from her husband of 13 years, a well-known surgeon, Dr. Howard Krein. She's 44, filed the papers in Philadelphia, and she... pictured a photo of her walking through a park, flashing a thumbs up with the song Freedom by Beyonce. New life, new beginnings means new boundaries, new ways of being that won't look or sound like they did before. They got set up by her late older brother, Beau Biden. And Joe said at the time, oh man, she's just wonderful, and he's wonderful, and everybody's going to be great. Ashley Biden, wasn't she the one that was molested by her father, Joe, so badly and profusely that she turned into a sex maniac? And she admitted that she couldn't stop having sex with anyone, anytime, anywhere she could. She was troubled by it. She was all messed up by it. She clearly was emotionally a wreck. She was one with a diary that was kept under the bed that somebody sold and tried to sell to the so-and-so, describing all the stuff about her lousy, dirty, stinking father, Joe. Poor girl. I'm surprised. Thank God she at least had 12 years of son, and I hope she has a great life coming up. I mean, she deserves it. After what she went through with that scumbag father, the enabler, the guy who turned his son into a bag man for the mob. Anyway, 457 and a half is with Flounder's funny.
Yeah, thanks for the nice intro there.
Sorry.
Why are your friends so annoying? The people you have chosen to be with in life. It makes no sense. You'd get rid of all of them in a second. If it wasn't even a bigger pain in the ass to find new people, learn about their annoying problems that they never do anything about. Change the names and numbers in your phone. Delete the old contacts. The hell with it. I'll write it out with these idiots.
Oh, Jerry Seinfeld.
Mr. Seinfeld.
By the way, how long is that piece of that girl who shows what she wants in a man? Can we play it here, or is it too long? It's probably too long. We got a minute. We have a minute and 10? No, we need a...
What number is she?
No, we only need 40. We only have a minute.
A minute 19.
Yeah, we'll wait.
All right, we'll do it after 5. We got news coming up here shortly. But in the meantime...
Don't call him short.
No, I see that. In the meantime, I love the story of a woman in North Carolina who was at the fair, called for the kids to get ready to go back to school. A back-to-school event. They were giving away things, having physicals, vaccinations, free school supplies, and so forth. And all of a sudden, Sherez Davis, 34 years old, found out that her son was in a fist fight. So this is at the fair for the school. So she pulled out her Taurus 6 handgun and fired a bunch of shots in the air to break it up. Well, the whole crowd, hundreds of them, families, kids, went screaming into the streets and trying to disappear from all of it. Then she calmly put her gun back in her backpack and walked away. Well, the cops arrested her. She apologized, but she's lady, by the way, bullets come down. If you shoot a gun into the air, the bullet comes down somewhere at a high rate of speed, usually. Anyway, 5 o'clock, Kevin Payton Flounder. She's arrested. Yeah, they got her. Anyway, Kevin Payton Flounder coming up at 5 o'clock. Holy crap of sports coming up, too. Yeah, look out.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
See you in Anchorage. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. There are still logistics being worked out, but the White House says President Trump's meeting with Russia's President Putin in Alaska Friday will be in Anchorage after a virtual meeting tomorrow with Ukraine's President Zelensky.
There is no leader in the world right now who has been more committed to preventing wars or ending them than President Donald Trump.
White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt. Zelensky says again today Ukraine will not withdraw from any territory it controls as part of a ceasefire deal. Attorney General Pam Bondi has met today with Washington, D.C.'s mayor and police chief as the Trump administration temporarily takes over the city's police.
President Trump's executive order puts the Justice Department in charge of the Washington Metropolitan Police Department for 30 days. Mayor Muriel Bowser says her office is cooperating with federal agencies.
How we got here or what we think about the circumstances right now, we have more police and we want to make sure we're using them.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says a surge of federal law enforcement is paying off in D.C.
Last night, these arrests consisted of homicide, firearms offenses, possession with intent to distribute narcotics.
Leavitt says the U.S. Park Police is dismantling homeless encampments. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The man who fired hundreds of shots at Centers for Disease Control and Prevention headquarters Friday, killing a police officer in Atlanta, was motivated by a distrust of COVID vaccines and wanting to kill himself, says Georgia Bureau Investigation Director Chris Hosey.
Evidence in this investigation indicates that the shooter had recently verbalized thoughts of suicide, which even led to law enforcement being contacted several weeks prior to the incident.
Government's identified as 30-year-old Patrick Joseph White, who lived with his parents in the Atlanta suburb of Kennesaw. On Wall Street, a record close for the S&P 500 and NASDAQ. The Dow is up 483 points today. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything, but while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
She's cute. She's a very good job. Hey, contact camera. Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg. Ready on your dog target. Hair, 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 Help! Road guards out! Help! I was remarking on that naughty little Emily, what's her name, from The Five. At the stocky little former
she's
cheerleader.
Not stocky.
Oh, she's chunky, beautiful little. Oh yeah, she's a teeny little. Oh yeah, she looks like a gymnast.
Nothing wrong with chunky.
No, I love her. I mean, she's perfect. She looks like a gymnast. I mean, she's magnificent in every way. Although she paints her hair. I don't know why she paints her hair black. It takes all the.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it doesn't have the shine in it. I mean, she's beautiful, but it's like she dyed it with ink or something instead of just
a matte finish.
I don't understand. Anyway, Kimber Pete Flounder, how's it going? Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Braves are where? 6 games?
Flushing.
Mets for 3, and then they still off summer.
I have no idea.
They've gone for 6 games, I think. Anyway, and here's the chance. Now, the Mets are floundering, so maybe a chance for the Braves to pick up.
Well, they could hurt them. They could hurt the Mets' chances.
A lot. Coming up, a whole crap of sports a little bit later on. Also, in the news, we got a lot of political stuff here, and we're going to play that lady about what she's looking for in a man. And this is real, and I'll bet she's not alone, and this is why, we're going to talk about that coming up. First of all, some sad news in the Hollywood child star realm. The former child star who played the sassy tattletale Dee Thomas on the 1970s sitcom What's Happening, Danielle Spencer's passed away. She was only 60. She had a battle with cancer, and she had suffered other health issues, including a bleeding hematoma throughout her life. She suffered for a long time. The reporter was told by her brother, but she did it with a great deal of courage. She was on What's Happening, aired on ABC from 1976 to 79. The sitcom was set in Watts, followed a trio of teens, and featured Ernest Thomas, Fred Berry, who was rerun, if I remember, Mabel King, Shirley Hemphill. Danielle Spencer portrayed the meddling younger sister to Thomas's Roger Raj Thomas. Dee Dee passed away at the age of 60. 404 Kimber Pete and Flower. 404 Kimber Pete and Flower. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And I'm just trembling with happiness over this story about a Democratic whistleblower told the FBI, which did nothing about it, that Adam Schiff for Brains approved leaking classified information with one reason in mind, and that was to target Donald Trump to get him indicted. Adam Schiff, a member of Congress, tried to get Donald Trump indicted by releasing classified information. The whistleblower worked for the Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee, one of the staff members. He said he was personally in a meeting where Adam Schiff for Brains greenlit the leak. When working in this capacity, quote, he said, he was called to an all-staff meeting by Schiff. In the meeting, Schiff stated the group would leak classified information, which was derogatory to President Trump, and the information would be used to indict President Trump, unquote. The whistleblower stated this would be illegal, and upon hearing his concerns, unnamed members of the committee and the meeting reassured him that they would not be caught leaking classified information. The guy who co-authored this piece and got the information said that this is the first of several major leak investigations we're going to see over the next several days. You're going to see other major people who were clearly identified by the FBI having leaked classified secrets. By the way, the whistleblower worked for said this behavior happened he reported the behavior to the FBI in 2017 about Adam Schiff, and nothing happened. Their own staff turned them in when interviewed by the FBI. These other people involved in leaking classified secrets, the staff turned them in, interviewed by the FBI, and nothing happened. 2017. It's a common problem and a common pattern. The question now, is Donald Trump's Justice Department doing that dynamic change and getting the job done? Deciding if our institutions were weaponized against the American people. And the Democrats are today claiming that Donald Trump is weaponizing the Department of Justice against the American people by cleaning it up. Absolutely disgusting and astounding. A couple other things. I want to get to that girl and the guy things. But first, this...
Why are you snorting like a horse?
I don't know. I'm snorting. The whole thing just makes me ill thinking about it.
What do you call that when a horse goes...
that is, I call it wibble wobbling, but it's not
chortle.
It could be a chortle. It's whinnying. It's whinnying.
Whinny.
Although whinny is more, what actually. So what's? I call it snork snooking. When I do my videos, if I'm with a horse and they start doing that like that, I snort snooking. He's snort snooking. So that's what I call it.
It was Mr. Ed. It was always him laughing at Wilmer.
Mr. Ed, yeah, Wilmer. Well, check this out. An intern at NASA wanted to have sex on the moon, so he kind of did. This was 23 years ago. Mm-hmm. Thad Roberts, a NASA intern, hatched a daring plan to steal 17 pounds of moon rocks and a meteorite from the Johnson Space Center. They were locked in a 600-pound safe, and the moon rocks and meteorite valued at $21 million. He was 24, had a triple major in physics, geology, and geophysics at the University of Utah. He had a wife back in Utah, financially struggling. He said, boy, this is a great plan. With the help from another friend, he connected online with a guy from Belgium who wanted to buy the moon rocks and was willing to pay up to $5,000 per gram, which would be millions. But the buyer grew suspicious and alerted the FBI. The FBI said, keep talking. This is when he met Tiffany Fowler, a 22-year-old NASA intern conducting stem cell research. Their relationship became romantic, and they got another guy to agree to help. They recruited an intern named Shure. One night, the trio used their NASA IDs to get into the Johnson Space Center and made off with the entire freaking safe. They went back to their hotel, cracked it open. They drove to Orlando to meet the family members of the Belgian buyer, and this was in 2002, the 33rd anniversary of the moon landing. And so they met the buyer. They put the moon, but while he was waiting, this guy Roberts put the moon rocks underneath the covers of his bed, later claiming that the couple made love on the bed, therefore had sex on the moon. He said, I'm sure she could feel it. It was more about the symbol of what we were doing, basically having sex on the moon. Well, no one ever had sex on the moon before. I think we can safely say that. They were instead of the moon rock buyer, they were greeted by the FBI and put under arrest. By the way, the moon rocks, because of what this guy did, are therefore now virtually useless to the scientific community. They're all wasted.
Well, and aren't they so fine that it can mess with your lungs if you breathe it?
Yeah. And being touched and moved around and just, thrown onto a bed and onto a mattress. And, I mean, my God. He also admitted to stealing dinosaur bones and fossils from the Natural History Museum in Salt Lake City. He got 8 years in prison, served 6.
Wow, I'm mad at it all.
Unbelievable. Anyway, Feynman. Now, we mentioned earlier, some time ago, we were talking about women who now have a height code when they meet a date on social media. Again, when you don't meet person in person, you're relying on what they show on social media. So women now apparently have come up with a basic standard where I think the average height limitation for a woman in a dating app is 5'9". And women will say a man under 5'9" is probably not going to get their first attention. You better be pretty special to get their attention. Well, here's a lady on TikTok. Don't know her name. She's pretty. She's not a knockout, but she's pretty. She looks like a modern-day glamour girl with a lot of makeup, pretty hair and a lot of makeup. And she's going to tell us now what women are looking for in a man. And says she uglies up when she starts talking. Here she is, what she wants in a man. Flounder.
Diabolical things I want in a man. Number 1, height. My man's got to be above 6'2". My last 2 boyfriends were 6'3". Both of them. And they were jacked. And they looked really good. Jacked. How am I supposed to downgrade from that? So, unfortunately, my next man will have to be 6'2" and up. Number 2, you can't have a gut. I need you built. I need you fit and going to the gym multiple times a week. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to date a fat guy. If I can be in the gym 5 days a week and be fit and care about how I look, you can do it. Number 3, he cannot have a salary cap. Whatever career he's in, he needs to have multiple streams of income, and we need to be able to make as much money as possible. That's why I will never date a guy who works in like corporate. What is your 100K salary cap going to do for me? The max you'll ever be able to get to is like what, 150? Yeah, no, we're good. I need you in a career that is going to make us money. I am a lover of luxury. I like expensive things. I like expensive vacations. So will you if you're my man. So we need a career that can support that. Number 4, whenever we travel, he's got to be flying his business. I'm sorry, we're not staying in economy together. It's just not happening. Again, this is where the lack of salary cap is really going to help. And number 5, he's got to have a really nice watch. I'm not really impressed when I hear somebody has a Rolex anymore because those can be really cheap. I would much prefer if you had an AP or a Patek and maybe multiple of them. The Rolex can be your day watch and it still better be 50K plus.
Oh my God. I mean, she's serious.
She's serious. Now, maybe it's a joke that she's doing that, but there's women out there like that.
I think she's serious. But by the way, what kind of a guy would ever want to respond to that woman?
What kind of parents raise that?
90, yeah.
Who raises that?
Yeah, can you imagine her family is so proud of her by watching?
They probably are because they're probably D-bags like her.
Well, they probably want a cut of the action. Oh, my Lord. I'm so glad.
She knows what she wants. You know?
514. I should fill out her questionnaire with a picture or something.
If I met a woman like that on a blind date or something,
oh, it's over.
Within 10 minutes, I'd be mocking her.
I say, yeah. See if she caught on.
Yeah, there would be the test.
Well, Kimmer Payne Flounder and Holy Crap at Sports is next too, and afterwards a test of some kind, I'm sure. Here we go. Happy Tuesday. Oh, mercy.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Glenn Beck until noon. Clay and Buck from noon to 3. And The Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. Plus Jesse Kelly from 6 to 9. And Jimmy Vela from 9 to midnight. The voices you need all day with the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Yeah, I've been having fun lately going through stuff that I keep safe and sound in my safe, including my business records and my living will and whatever might be left in my, any bank accounts and stuff for my kids because I'm going out to see them here pretty soon next month. And Atlanta Safe House is protecting me the same way they can protect you. Atlanta Safe House. And don't forget, this is huge. Browning rebates are going strong right now through the entire month of August. Huge, huge savings, huge rebates with Browning Safes, the top brands at Atlanta Safe House. And in fact, you can check them out yourself. If you're up in Ackworth off Industrial Boulevard, they have their showroom right there. They have almost 200 of them right there ready to go. And they can change the insides, whatever you need for nooks and crannies and stuff. Big safes, little safes, tall safes, fat safes. They have barrel racks for pistol things and bow hangers and file organizers. They've got it all. And don't forget, you don't pay any sales tax on gun safes at Atlanta Safe House. I'm telling you, they protect your stuff and your rights. Jeff and Mark are concerned with you. Nobody's getting your master reset code. Let's put it that way. You can trust them all. And on the showroom, tell them the Kimmer sent you on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Experience luxury like never before behind the wheel of a brand new Cadillac from Jim Ellis Cadillac.
From the iconic Escalade to the innovative electric Lyric, Jim Ellis Cadillac offers the models you know and love, along with the latest in luxury EVs.
And the buying experience just as luxurious as the Cadillac name itself. With great prices, a great selection, and a team of knowledgeable sales associates, you'll love shopping at their showroom conveniently located on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Prefer to shop from home? Visit JimEllisCadillac.com, where you can browse all the latest offers and even start or complete your entire purchase online with the Jim Ellis Expressway.
Want to try before you buy? Schedule an at-home test drive and enjoy the convenience of home vehicle delivery. Luxury is waiting. Experience it today at Jim Ellis Cadillac. Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Storms, heat, humidity, your home takes a beating down south. Southern Exteriors was built for this. Now they're offering 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug. I know the team at Southern Exteriors personally. They do things the right way. Roofing, siding, windows, gutters, anything to the exterior of your home, they do it all. Call Southern Exteriors today or visit them on the web. It's 877-9-SOUTHERN and southernexteriors.co.
This summer isn't just hot, it's historic. Flash flood warnings are at a 40-year high, and it's not slowing down. Towns underwater, roads washed out, and in every crisis zone, the same scene. Crowds standing in line, waiting for bottled water, waiting for food, waiting for someone to show up and save them. They tell you that help is on the way, but what if it's not? What if help takes days or doesn't come at all? You think the system's built to protect you? They can barely handle one emergency, let alone dozens. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be the one caught empty-handed. And right now, My Patriot Supply is giving away 4 weeks of emergency food. Just go to mypatriotsupply.com to find out how to claim your free 4-week food supply and join millions of Americans who are preparing with My Patriot Supply. Claim your free 4-week kit today at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Well, it's finally summer, and while you're enjoying the sun, your rain gutters might be quietly filling up with debris. Summer often brings heavy rainfall in many parts of the country, and if your gutters are clogged, water can overflow and lead to costly damage. In wildfire-prone areas, gutters can also trap dry, flammable debris, creating a fire hazard. We all know it's important to maintain our gutters, but I'm not going to get up on a ladder to do it myself. I'm a big fan of hiring a real professional to protect my home, and I trust Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter and gutter protection company. Right now, you can save 30% off your entire order. Just go to leaffilter.com/Glenn Beck. Leaf Filter's trusted pros will clean out, realign, and seal your gutters before installing Leaf Filter's award-winning and patented technology, trusted by over 1 million homeowners. Schedule your free inspection and get up to 30% off your entire purchase at leaffilter.com/Glenn Beck. That's LEAFfilter.com/Glenn Beck. See a representative for warranty details.
On this day, 1865, Dr. Joseph Lister became the first doctor to use disinfectant during surgery. They named the antiseptic after him, Dr. Joseph Lister. Maybe you've heard of Joseph Tureen? Mm-hmm. That was so close. And now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta, Holy Crap at Sports and Pete Davis.
That was right up there with supplies.
It was the Japanese janitor.
Braves back in action tonight as they tried to destroy the Mets season up in Flushing. The 5-9 Spencer Strider for us against righty Clay Holmes. Holmes. For the Metropolitans, he's 9-6. Yeah. Drake Baldwin catching, batting third. Vidal Brujan in right. Nacho Alvarez Jr. at third base. Get your Brujan and Alvarez jerseys now before they sell out. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Bravo's in fourth place in East, 6 games behind the third place Marlins and 12 behind the second place Mets. New York is 6 games behind the first place Phillies. So 6 and 5. Ooh, that's not 3 in a row. No. Chris Sale begins his rehab with the Stripers tonight. So
good.
That's good. College football news. Sooners quarterback John Mateer is under the microscope. Screenshots from a Venmo account that may belong to Mateer surfaced on social media. The images seem to show the Oklahoma quarterback made 2 payments to another person in November of 2022. Payment for gambling on sports.
Ow.
Gambling on college football games, which is against the NCAA rules and school rules and all that. Now, how do we know Mateer may have bet on college football games? In the memo line, the phrase sports gambling UCLA versus USC was written.
Pretty much what his intent was then, what money was used for. Now, isn't that the line where you put what the thing is for? Even for the NCAA, that is considered what we call a clue. Yes. The crime is solved, yes.
Now, Mateer allegedly has said he never bet on games, and it was an inside joke with friends.
He pretended to have money spent from his account. Is the money gone from that account on that day? Well, then he wasn't joking.
Sooners fans are blaming...
He's done. He's got to be thrown out of school, right?
That ain't going to happen. NCAA's
How could he play?
They're because NCAA has no teeth anymore, and Oklahoma's going to look the other way.
Is somebody going to have to? They're going to have to suspend him, and then he'll sue, and then he'll win for freedom of gambling or something.
Unless something else comes out. nothing will happen.
Well,
to
this
him.
is
he was the biggest transfer quarterback-wise this year. If without him, they're sunk. Ain't nothing happening to that boy unless something else comes out.
We need to follow this story.
Nothing. It'll die.
This should be
this is Norman,
major,
Oklahoma.
With what's going on with the NCAA, and this could be a major.
Nothing's going to happen. The Sooners fans are blaming Longhorns fans for putting this story out there, which they probably did.
Well, sure, why not?
Meanwhile, Texas may be about to make history, and it's not a good one. The Horns were named the AP preseason top 25 poll number 1 for the first time ever, which is hard to believe that Texas under Darryl Royal and all that and Mac Brown were never number 1 in the
Earl
preseason.
Campbell, didn't he play for Texas?
Yes, he did. Yeah, you're correct, sir. But now the Longhorns may be the first preseason number 1 in AP to be an underdog in week 1.
Who they play in week 1?
The Buckeyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Falcons head coach Raheem Morris says Michael Penix Jr. will or will not play Friday night.
Oh, he's going to start and play every thing. No,
he's not going to play it down.
No, well,
Kirk Cousins, will he play?
Oh, he'll probably won't see a thing. I'm guessing
he may play.
Oh,
he may. He's keeping his car, close to the vest here.
So what are they going to do then? I can do it.
More Easton Stick, who actually played pretty well.
Yeah, give him a chance. Why not? What the hell?
NFL news outside the Falcons. Jordan Love is undergoing surgery today. He got a ligament injury to his left thumb, which is not the throwing thumb for him. He'll be ready for the season opener, the Packers say.
Yeah.
All right. Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner's son, EJ, is now the starting signal caller for Fresno State.
Really?
That's good for him. ESPN superstar Laura Rutledge, she is so good.
Yeah.
Promoted to full-time sideline reporter on Monday Night Football. Going to join Lisa Salters patrolling the sidelines. They both do a very good job.
Good for her.
Tennis Hall of Famer Monica Seles, diagnosed 3 years ago with myasthenia gravis. Neuromuscular autoimmune disease causes weakness in the voluntary muscles. She spoke publicly about it for the first time. Noticed the symptoms while she was swinging a racket. Said, I've been doing it so many times, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't hit a ball. I've seen 2 balls. I was playing with my kids, and this happened. She won 9 Grand Slam titles, and she got stabbed in the back by that crazy
Monica
person.
Seles,
in Germany. 51 years old now. She won her first trophy at 16, the 1990 French Open. Played her last match in 2003 and says she wants to raise awareness about MG, which is what it's called.
I'll be darned.
Putt-putt used to be our go-to birthday party. I love putt-putt.
Miniature golf, yeah.
When we were kids, used to go to the mini course on Columbia Drive, Glenwood Drive, right over there in Decatur.
Yeah.
But it never got dangerous for us like it did for poor Adela Magana.
Oh.
In Ventura, California, the mother and grandmother sitting on a bench at Golf and Stuff August 6th to celebrate her son's 13th birthday. All of a sudden, a palm tree crashed down on top of her.
Whoa.
Her sons and others rushed to lift the 40-foot tree off Adela, but the damage was done. Her son put a tourniquet on her to stop her from bleeding out.
Oh, my God.
Talk about having to do that to your birthday party.
Wow.
Adela's right arm amputated below the shoulder.
Ow.
She's going to have a prosthetic after this, which is going to put a crimp in the old putt-putt swing.
I would think, whoa, mercy.
Yeah. Today in sports history, August 12th, 1927. Pacific Coast League's Oakland Oaks trade infielders Lynn Larry and Jimmy Reese to the Yankees for $125,000.
Oh, wow.
Reese will become Babe Ruth's roommate, famously quipping, I roomed with Ruth's suitcase.
Because he was never there.
In fact, Jimmy Reese, well into his 80s, maybe his 90s, was like a bench coach or something for the Angels. Was always there. You could always go out and talk to him.
Babe Ruth's guy.
Talk about Babe Ruth and stuff.
Be damned.
1984. The stage is set for a literal slugfest, the greatest brawl in baseball history. The first pitch of Atlanta's 5-3 win, thrown by Braves hurler Pascual I-285 Perez.
Yes,
Perimeter Perez.
I couldn't find the exit.
Hit Padres leadoff hitter Alan Wiggins. The fighting begins in the second inning when Ed Whitson throws behind Pasquale's head, which includes what starts the brawl, basically, which goes on. It includes several fans. And also several people jumping onto the field, players going into the stands. It starts also in the 8th and 9th innings when the Friars continue to use Perez for a target practice every time he comes to the plate. All this resulted in 19 ejections, including both managers and their replacements.
Oh, man, I don't remember all of that.
I was at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. It was fantastic. In fact, I was in San Diego watching it on television while it was going on. Padres skipper Dick Williams suspended for 10 days. Atlanta manager Joe Torre. 5 players each got 3-game suspension. The best part, though, was the shirtless Ed Whitson standing up there on the top of the dugout steps. Basically, all comers. Come on.
Yeah, who's next?
Bob Horner was in the press box with a broken arm, with a sling and cast, rushed out to the clubhouse, put his uniform on, and got out in the middle of it. Best thing Bob Horner ever did besides the 4-homer day.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. 1987, the Tigers obtained Doyle Alexander from the Braves for a right-handed prospect by the name of...
right-handed hold on. Oh, God, I hate
Hall of Famer?
I know.
You're not going to get
No,
this.
I don't know.
We don't have all day.
I don't know.
John Smoltz.
That's what I was going to say.
It's great for Detroit. Doyle Alexander went 9-0, 1.53 ERA down the stretch, helped them win the AL East, the Tigers there. But the minor leaguer they trade away, 213 wins, 154 saves, 21-year Major League career ending up in Cooperstown. Yeah, the Tigers did not make the World Series this year. I think the Blue Jays beat them.
Came from Detroit.
And wasn't it Bobby Cox's Blue Jays that may have beat them? I can't remember. Or Jimmy's. I don't know. 2001, when Braves manager Bobby Cox ordered an intentional walk to Steve Finley, Greg Maddox's National League record of consecutive frames without giving up a base on balls ended at 72 1/3 innings. That was short of the Major League record of 84 1/3 set in 1962 by A's hurler Bill Fisher of Kansas City.
Wow.
Yeah. 2006, the Beavers honor Rodney McRae, the former Vancouver Canadian who gained everlasting notoriety back in 1991. He literally ran through the right field plywood fence trying to catch a fly ball in Portland's Civic Stadium. The PCL team commemorates the memorable play with a bobblehead, which features the moment of impact, and renamed the right field area their current ballpark McRae Alley. And in 2014, Tim Pinkert, attending his first game at Minute Maid Park, caught 2 home run balls, both off the bat of the same batter, Astros DH Chris Carter. Getting his first souvenir of the night, the ball rebounds off a sign in left field in the 3rd inning of Houston's win over the Twins. Against astronomical odds, the Springfield, Virginia resident catches the 2nd home run ball, struck by the same guy, a laser shot that hit directly to his seat in the 5th inning.
That is unbelievable.
It's impossible.
Yeah. The chances. Holy cow. And in 1994, Major League Baseball players go on strike. It lasts for 232 days. The World Series canceled, the first time that happened in 90 years.
And it caused the Expos to leave Montreal. The Expos were the best team in baseball. They led the Braves for like 9 games or something. Yeah. Probably would have won the World Series this year. Yeah. And they ended up leaving because it just fans quit.
Yeah. It's 5:30, 5:31. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. So much more coming up right till 6 o'clock. Stand by. We're not going anywhere. Here we go.
Get connected to XTRA 106.3 on all your favorite apps. Then download ours and stream the station across Georgia. We're live online at XTRA1063.com. Stream live video from the studios on YouTube. And of course, Kimmer, Bortz, and your favorite extra shows in crystal clear digital on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Yeah, you can tell about leaky windows these days with this weather stuff coming through, and that's where Peach State Windows comes in. Family business. Jeff and his lovely bride, I worked with them first time 25 years ago. I'm a huge Hardy Plank fan for my house, but again, they have suppliers all over the country. The best guys to get the best stuff for you, for your property, if your home is old or new, whatever. And the windows, I mean, that's what they specialize in, the double hung vinyl things with the top energy, what you call it. And because they have the greatest vendors, they're going to save you the most money. Financing available too. Hey, make the uglies go away. Here's the number, 770-485-8011, peachstatewindows.com.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of all Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garage.
This is Tom with the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, what's with all this honesty stuff?
We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly.
How honestly?
We guarantee that each vehicle we sell will come with a bill of sale showing what we paid for the vehicle. You'll pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
No gimmicks or tricks?
Nope.
Man, this sounds like a new way to buy a car.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit honestcarguy.com.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Modular and offsite construction is booming. If you're an architect, building engineer, supplier, developer, or contractor, you can't miss the Offsite Construction Summit, returning to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. With the rising cost of traditional building, modular and offsite construction is changing the way companies build housing, retail, healthcare, restaurants, and more. So don't miss the Offsite Construction Summit on August 19th. This is your opportunity to create new business and learn from the industry's best. Register today at offsiteconstructionnetwork.com. That's offsiteconstructionnetwork.com.
With over $1 trillion in interest payments, the government is borrowing money just to pay the interest. That isn't going to change. The financial system is under a pressure it cannot sustain. And the hard truth is, you are responsible for your retirement. And you have to get prepared. Because if you don't, there are consequences, and the consequences are not going to be kind. This isn't about fear. I don't want to scare you. It's about reality. And if you're not making moves to protect and prepare, you're leaving your retirement to chance. And hope is not a strategy. It's time to act. Before the markets start to act up, own some gold. If you want to know why gold could be your best performing asset in 2025, call Lear Capital today at 800-889-3070 for your free $4,200 gold report. See why gold could be headed for record highs in 2025. Call 800-889-3070 and ask how you can get up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. 800-889-3070.
The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
Gerrymandering exists because the Democrats.
And now, all of a sudden, the Republicans go, okay, we're going to fight fire with fire.
Like, okay, fine. You want to do that? We'll do it too. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. You can't do that. Can't. When we play baseball, we play with 4 strikes. You play with 3.
That's right. And we're going to hold you to that.
You can't play by our rules. There are rules.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is XTRA 106.3.
That would all be true. Oh, my God. Wait till you hear what's coming up here.
It's true.
Oh. No, really. Never mind. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 536, 106.3. But the Searchers, in 1963, the Mercy Beat band, the Searchers, #1 in Britain on the singles chart with Doc Pumas and Mort Schumann penned Sweets for My Sweet, originally recorded by the Drifters. Sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. Well, I never heard that song before. Flounder, well, that's interesting, a little musical history thing here today. A couple of birthday things. Pete Davis, you may remember these. Pete Sampras, we talked about him the other day. Pete Sampras, 54, the tennis star, married to Bridget Wilson. Do we know her? Is she a singer? Well, that's not anyway you know, is it? I don't know. Anyway, Pete Sampras, 54. And Tyson Fury is 37. He's that big galoot slug heavyweight boxing champ guy. I love watching heavyweights. If there's a heavyweight, I will never miss a heavyweight. If there's a heavyweight bout on, I'm going to watch it. And Tyson, what bothers me about Tyson Fury, he's like 6'8", and he's 400 pounds, and he just leans on the other guy. I mean, he'll do a couple things, they'll grab, and then he leans, and he pushes him down into the mat. I mean, he's so big that when they clinch, he pushes him down.
Yeah.
And he wears the guy down. I mean, physically, the guy trying to get away from his freaking lugging bear hug thing. He's just a big, bully monster.
A gloop.
Yeah, he's just, God, I don't like him. He's 37, Tyson Fury, sorry. Let's see what else we got. I put on Facebook today and a YouTube, Kimmer Show YouTube Facebook page thing, video. Going through my stuff, and I'd forgotten I was a tribute to Jack Nicklaus because I'm going to tell you a story on Jack Nicklaus here, and then we're going to do a little live entertainment here for a second first, which is actually not live anymore. Anyway, so I put on my Facebook, I've forgotten this when I was part of a senior tour Pro-Am event here in the Atlanta area up north in Alpharetta, the famous club there, with Danny McLefty was acting as a caddy for me, and so he had a caddy vest on, and I had it autographed by a bunch of the senior tour pros, like John Inman and a couple of those guys I'm playing with. And I showed that in my video today, along with my Braves uniform they gave me that said the Kimmer on the back of it when I rode my motorcycle to lead the Braves parade around the
Is there
thing.
a point to this?
And then the third part of the video was the shot of Jack Nicklaus. I have a big poster, signed poster of Jack Nicklaus standing over Arnold Palmer, seated at a table, and Arnold Palmer is handing Jack Nicklaus money, because Jack Nicklaus beat him on the golf course and is collecting his bet. And it's one of the great pictures, very casual Nicklaus with his legs crossed, his hand out, and Palmer's greasing his palm with him. It's freaking hysterical. And the reason I mentioned that and put it there as a little tease for today, because it was on this day in 1973, Jack Nicklaus wins the Professional Golfers Association, the PGA Championship, and it was his 14th major title. It beat Bobby Jones's record of 13 major championships. It was Canterbury Golf Club, Beechwood, Ohio. And the prize in 1973 for Jack Nicklaus winning the major, $45,000 in 1973. Now it's like $3 million. Holy cow. Anyway, the greatest golfer of the 20th century, and then Tiger Woods came along. And everything kind of changed on that.
Well, he's the greatest of the 21st.
Yeah, no question. And also on this date in 1909, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway opened to the Indy 500. First time 1909. And there we go. Boom, boppity, boom, bomb. Let's see. We'll talk about the Minnesota cheerleader a second. First of all, Flounder, are we ready at 5:40? A little something in case you need to cheer up your afternoon here for the rest of it as we begin your drive home. I can't find my... Here we go. Standing by. 3. All right, ready? Here we go. Flounder. Smooth. Very smooth. And now... another edition of Not the Kimmers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse. Well, we, by golly darn it, try to care about your joyless lives and bring some sunshine into your joyless lives, miserable existence. Yes, it's true. Today's episode, Don't Call Me Shirley. A husband and wife are in their average American suburban home. The wife has asked her husband to please clean the bathroom. After days of badgering, finally gives in and makes an effort. Proudly, he walks up to his wife and announces,
I declare the bathroom is cleaned.
Thank you.
One question, though. Why do we keep the toilet brush in the shower?
What?
Why do we keep the toilet brush in the shower?
And with ever-increasing exasperation, the wife says,
What the hell are you talking about?
The puffy thing with the handle?
My loofah?
You named the toilet brush?
And scene.
So he thought the breath that she wiped twice with her own body with a toilet. Oh, God. With rubbing with the my stretch marks. Oh, mercy. Well, that must be the company. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. Yes, another sterling edition of Not the Kimmers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse for you, the little people, here on the only farm of Atlanta, WFOM 106.3, the only radio station in Atlanta that doesn't really suck. There you have it. No, you're welcome. But please, it's our pleasure. Really. No, don't, really.
Enough roses.
Your applause is enough. Your YouTube reaction, the applause meter, just incredible. All right, 5:42, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Happy Tuesday. Braves are out in the Mets tonight. Mm-hmm. 3-game shot, and then they're still out of town for another 3 games, and then back in. Here we go. All right, back to a couple of newsy things. And again, if you missed it, I think this is freaking hysterical. A couple of things. First of all, top Democrats are still complaining. Well, we call them top Democrats. Who's a top Democrat? Hillary on Peace Stinky Fart Cabbage she's still making waves. She's still being interviewed and commenting, and they're going to her for comments. And they're all mocking Donald Trump, calling him a Nazi now, trying to take over America and employing National Guard when they say she calls Donald Trump unhinged. Unhinged. And they're all going nuts. And for the record, the Democrats clearly on the record are saying that Donald Trump has taken over. There's no need for it. Everything's fine. The murder rate is down forever and ever. However, Pete, again, who was it who just pointed out the fact? Morning Joe was saying
that basically behind the scenes, all his Democrat friends are saying, thank goodness someone's finally doing something about the crime. But in front of the camera on social media, they're all calling Trump a dictator.
Right. Now, check this out. The chief of police, talk about a DEI hire. The chief of police in Washington, D.C., was asked a question. It's not hard to hear, but it's a very short little soundbite here. The chief of police, a DEI hire, was asked a very specific question, and this goes to show you how much this person doesn't know anything about commanding a police organization. Flounder, if you will, sir.
What the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
So the executive order is clear. The president has requested MPD services.
You can cut it there. In fact, Flounder, if you will, let's re-cue it again. Again, listen to the question the reporter asked the chief of police and her answer, if you will, sir.
What the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor?
What's the chain of command, and what's that mean? I mean, holy crap. And this woman is...
Whatever it is.
In fact, this woman, this chief, used to be... I got my notes here somewhere. This chief of police used to be the director, the supervisor of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Department of the Metropolitan D.C. Police Department.
Of course.
She was the head of DEI, and they made her the chief of police. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't know what a chain of command is.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it.
She and her ilk have taken over almost every major American city and have run them into the ground for the past several decades. It's time for the adults, I don't care what color they are, to get back in charge and crack down on the criminals.
In fact, somebody put out a picture on social media of like 6 or 8 girl police chiefs, and they're all just recently in the news for being totally incompetent. New Orleans is an example. I mean, one after another.
Oakland, all over.
Los Angeles, mayor.
What gets me? We all know there's brilliant women out there. I know there's brilliant African American. We know there's brilliant African American women. Why the hell are the lowest denominators always the one they keep putting in charge and putting in front of the cameras? The idiots.
I guess because the people who would do it the right way are not the kind of people who would take the kind of crap they give them with the Democrat Party.
I guess so.
I mean, seriously, I don't think those people are Democrat. They're not liberal socialists. The black women, the women who would do the best job are not Democratic socialists.
And let's face it, even if you're going to be the police chief, that's a very political job.
Yeah. Anyway, 546, Kimber Feed Fly. Oh, and former President Cadaver admitting something from 35 years ago or something like that. Coming to Kimber Feed Flounder. Your Tuesday. How you doing? Look out.
If you love 106.3, then you'll love the all-new Extra 106.3 app. It's loaded with replays of your favorite shows like The Morning Extra and The Kimmer Show, podcasts from conservative voices across the South, and access to Extra's crystal clear live stream from anywhere in Georgia. Grab it now for Apple or Android.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Echo. Hey, folks, big news. The Echo one-day sale is heading to Howard Brothers next month. On Wednesday, September 17th, visit your local Howard Brothers for fantastic deals on Echo power equipment. That means Echo chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Whether you're a pro on a job or a weekend warrior, Echo tools will help get that project done right. Mark your calendar, grab your crew, and head to one of the 7 Howard Brothers locations on September 17th for the Echo one-day sale. One day of big savings you don't want to miss.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Hey, it's Flounder here, and this month at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating love with a full month dedicated to the trend-setting, award-winning designs of Gnome Carver and Crown Ring, 2 of the most iconic names in bridal jewelry. Whether you're shopping for an engagement ring or wedding bands, we've got the largest selection in Atlanta. Special offers all month long, and every piece is backed by our low price guarantee. Even on Gnome Carter's latest Luna collection featuring a patented pillow comfort interior. And here's something you don't want to miss. Wedding Band Weekend is happening August 15th through 17th for 3 days only. Buy 1 wedding band, get 1 half off on all wedding bands in the store. It's the perfect time to find your forever rings. Come see us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, or on Fisher Crossings Drive, Sharpsburg. And you can always shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and click Book Appointment for your private consultation with one of our expert jewelers.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards. So you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine for over 20 years. We bring the best of our community directly to your mailbox, like the one-stop open-air shopping destination, the Avenue West Cobb.
I'm Danny, marketing manager at the Avenue West Cobb. We provide the community a safe, walkable area with a unique mix of national retailers, local boutiques, and delicious dining options. And in addition to the incredible shopping, it's a community hub with events all year long. Mark your calendar for our most beloved events: trick-or-treating with our tenants, Santa's workshop, and our annual Christmas concert completed by our magical Christmas tree lighting. Follow us on social media at the Ave West Cobb for family-friendly events all year long.
Thanks, Danny. My family and I love the Avenues. And friends, you will too. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Well, we got a triple whammy for you here today on the Beatles. I mentioned a little while ago that this was the day that the original Beatles drummer quit the band because he was a forklift operator and he couldn't afford to keep losing his job going out of town. So on this day in 1960, Pete Best auditioned to become the new Silver Beatles drummer. They said, let's go to Hamburg, Germany for the next set of dates. And before they left for Hamburg, the Silver Beatles became the Beatles in 1960. 4 years later, same day, the Beatles' first film, A Hard Day's Night, opened in 500 American cinemas to rave reviews, a financial and critical success. Time magazine in 1964 called A Hard Day's Night one of the all-time great 100 best movies. Time magazine.
I watched it on the flight to London a couple years ago, and it's cute.
It's a nice movie, but it's hardly one of the best movies of all time. That was in 64. 2 years later, same day, 66, the Beatles' two shows at the amphitheater in Chicago. The first stop on what would be out to be their final Beatles U.S. tour, the last one. Support acts were the Remains, Bobby Hebb, Circle, and the Ronettes. Circle, Red Rubber Ball. Remember that song? Red Rubber Ball. Oh, my God. And the Ronettes, Be My Baby. Holy smokes. All right, quick birthday thing. Casey Affleck is 50. He was in Gone Baby Gone, known for that assassination of Jesse James by the coward thing there. Ocean's 11, Good Will Hunting. Casey Affleck is 50.
Speaking of acting, we got a review in for Rainy Day Theater.
How'd we do?
Ron says, nothing better than Rainy Day Playhouse as it pours down in Tallapoosa.
Oh, there was, we aim to please. In fact, we crystallized the cloud up there just to make it happen. By the way, our birthday, our history note here today comes on this day in 1986. President Ronald Reagan was at a news conference, and he said these very famous words. Flounder?
Here we go.
Very famous words coming right up here. With
so famous, we can't play them.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
9 famous words, all right, Ronald Reagan. By the way, this was kind of interesting. I just got this message earlier today, right, later, the idiot. Was a guy looking at my Facebook page, and again, this one, when I posted the Jack Nicklaus picture on Facebook and talked about his victory and so forth, a guy named Bob Barkley said, are you the Kimmer from Atlanta Radio? And Ken, a guy named Ken, replied to Bob, yes. And Bob said, Ken Kaplan, I thought so. I was just making sure there are a lot of phonies on Facebook. My mother loved your show. Big fan. My mother loved your show.
I grew up listening to you.
Thanks a lot. And by the way, I realized now, it's just when I hit the head earlier this afternoon, as I was walking by the mirrors, I realized I pretty much have almost all white hair. And I always wanted all white hair. I don't have much left, but I always wanted white hair. I just thought that was a sign of you made it. You're around, or so. I don't know. But I also know that I am suffering from noacetol. It's a famous disease. I literally have noacetol.
You need a fat wallet and 3 handkerchiefs.
Happened to me. Anyway, 5:56. This is incredible. Pete just found this a little while ago. Former senator and former presidential pervert scumbag Joe Biden, when he was in the United States Senate, talking about the crime in Washington, D.C. that the Democrats are denying as a problem. Flounder, Joe Biden from 1992, if you will.
Driving home, my staff who lives here in the Hill reminded me, don't stop at a stoplight until I'm out of town. If I see a red light late at night, since there's very little traffic, slow up at the other block so I never come to a full stop except in the middle of the block because of carjackings. Stopping at a light, people standing at a corner, walking up with a gun.
33 years ago.
Yeah.
Joe Biden, senator. And by the way, you notice the difference in his voice. Well, everybody's younger 30 years ago, but still.
And you notice that he did nothing about it. They did nothing about the crime.
That's right.
They don't care about the victims.
And he was the guy who opened up the borders.
Yeah.
I mean, deliberately.
Caused more crime.
God. Honestly, when you think about it,
treason.
There's not a word for it.
It's treason
what
he
did to this country.
It's treason. what they did. They opened up the borders and let an invading third world army come in and commit crimes and to drive down wages.
And if you haven't heard the latest on this, too, Adam Schiff for Brains, a Democratic congressman or senator now from California, a whistleblower has said he was in on meetings when Adam Schiff said he wanted to leak secret information about Donald Trump in order to get him indicted. Mm-hmm. The whistleblower said that'll be illegal, so they said, oh, they're never going to catch us. They will never catch us leaking classified information. Adam Schiff was in charge of it. He said, leak it to go get Donald Trump, to indict Donald Trump. And by the way, Roger Stone just said something real fast here, quick, too.
Said John Brennan has fled for Austria, and MSNBC has set up a studio to make it look like he's still in the U.S. Now, that's what Roger Stone is allegedly saying.
If that's true, holy smokes. Flounder, we got a little one more.
Age 18, age 16, age 3. Everybody's like, why'd you have another kid? So I looked at my other 2 kids, was like, I can do better. One kid that's 6'7" can't dribble with his left hand. Another kid playing soccer, fail. I tell him that too, right to his dumb face. You better give me 3 goals, else you're not gonna eat. You know how hard it is to get 3 goals? Not as hard as it is to watch soccer. I don't know a lot about soccer, but I know this. If you had a bunch of white teammates, your team's gonna suck. There's a bunch of redheads running around. Exploding in the sun. We're just here for the juice boxes. No suburban parents. So optimistic. One time we had a crush and the parents like, I thought we had them. They scored 3 goals on us in the first 5 minutes. Then I knew we were in trouble. Is that when you knew we were in trouble? Because I knew we were in trouble when 15 Mexicans rolled out of a minivan.
Who's that there, Flounder?
That is Mr. Kevin Bozeman.
Oh, I love it.
Kevin!
All right, boys. Hump day tomorrow. Have a good one. Go Braves. Hoorah, Semper Fi. Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go. You're killing me. Herb. Look out.
The Morning Extra. Every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.